Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to a sun-kissed McPherson Park ahead of this round 16 BFNL match of the round. It's an elongated grand final replay from season 2024. The two sides have already met earlier in the year with the honours going with East Point. They've lost just the one game this year, but they come to McPherson Park today arguably missing 6 of their best 22, and not dissimilar to the Bloods, who are without a handful of their own, and especially from last week, Geordie Cotter misses with a hand. So Geordie Kite on the sidelines for another week, and of course Jacob Hickey among a couple of others. So both sides shied their best 22. But needless to add, the rivalry is as healthy as ever. As a welcome Alex Kerr to the mic. Welcome, Alex.
Yeah, cheers, Toddy. Yeah, it's great to be here at Mackie Park, and as you said, on a sun-kissed day, it's beautiful conditions for footy. We've just seen a great reserves game as well being played out, which was a nice tight contest. So we're hoping for the same here. And as you said, yeah, it's a game between two titans of the league. Obviously, Melton haven't been in some great nick, but East Point have kept their winning form rolling, and they'll be looking to come here away from home and stamp their authority like they have been doing at home. So it's going to be a great match-up to watch. Yeah,
they've won 2 of their last 4 here at McPherson Park at East Point, so they should hold no fears for visiting Melton this afternoon, despite the absence of half a dozen of their top end. Really looking forward to this clash. We'll keep you updated with scores around the BFNL. Darley host Sebastopol. North Ballarat at Mars Stadium host Redan. Sunbury at home to the Lakers, endeavouring to surpass their highest score against the Lakers of 177. And Ballarat in that crucial game at Alberton Oval host Bacchus Smash. So we're not far off a start here. Melton will kick to the right of screen in this opening term. No real breeze to speak of. Melton took the honours in what would be an upset win in the reserves competition. So East Point looking for the square up here. See, perfect conditions for footy. We've been spoilt for the most part this year.
Yeah, no excuses for the players today.
All the timekeepers for blowing the siren as the umpire holds the ball ahead. And we're set for a start. It'll be Searle and Van Meel. Searle with the first tap. Ground ball opportunity for the big fella. He elect to go the soccer, but hurry kick out of the congestion from Romerall towards half forward for the Kangas. It's there for Mawson, who took on the tackle. Held to him, said the it'll be a free kick to the Bloods. So it'll be Mawson to kickstart this all too familiar Bloods rebound through Lachlan Walker. And he goes short, and the kick was okay. Short kick there from Watkins. Found Erickson in the middle of the ground. So he turned onto that right boot, went out in the direction of Farrugia. Wasn't the best kick, didn't give him a great opportunity. And Merritt's inadvertent soccer off the ground. Nearly went out of bounds on the full, but we'll get a throw in. 65 metres around from the Bloods goal. So Jacob Brown, as we spoke about on the presser during the week, playing forward. Just keep an eye on the matchups of the Carters and Brown. Alex at our next stoppage. Cairns fired the hand pass out. Meant there for Hucker. He couldn't gather. Geordie Johnson had to apply the tackle to square away a stoppage on half forward for the Bloods.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing that match up down forward. Obviously, he's been a great player, a nice swing man up and down the ground. So I'm sure
Brown.
He'll make an impact today for sure.
So Heaney has the job on Brown. So at the restart here, 4th stoppage in the opening couple of minutes. Geordie Johnson, who's been in fine form this year, dribbling kick to the middle of the ground. Humphries is held up by Manita, and we'll get a ball up. So plenty of opportunity today for both sides, who are exposing their depth. Rodamaronis, clearance, shallow entry inside 50. Brown did the sharking, got ball to boot, an important one at that. Left foot kick across the body. The dribbling one at that, and it rolls across the face and through for a minor score. That was Joyce.
Yeah, scrappy entry there, but an entry nonetheless. It was a nice tap and a nice clearance to win straight out the middle. Obviously, we're going to see a fair bit of that with the nice conditions here today, and chance here for East.
So Joyce, a newcomer, will do the forward ruck work. Could have copped the push. The umpire denied. Batty dispossessed. Good pressure from East Point. Rodamaronis will get the game opener with a kick across the body. And an excellent finish from the Kangas inside mid to kickstart scoring here. In the opening 3 minutes at McPherson Park, it's East Point 1 goal. They lead the Bloods, no score.
Yeah, he's absolutely flushed that one there. And just, you know, at the stoppage, inside 50, it's going to be crucial today, those stoppages, to make full use of it. I think there was, as you mentioned in there, could have been a little push in the ruck contest, but it's ended with a goal in the end. And, yeah, a beautiful goal at that.
Jacob Brown's mum tuning in today while she's not here at Groundside. She's tuning in up there in Ballarat. Let's hope the sun is shining above you too. So Searle won the tap. Geordie Johnson, quick hands to Cairns. Right foot kick, overcooked the kick. Now Phillips can do the mopping up. So he fed the ball by hand to Watkins. He went with the right foot kick to outer centre wing. Now an important touch early for Borg. Let's sit up for the speedster at will. He got some separation with the left foot kick and hit up Ryan Carter. I really think the early minutes in a Kyle Borg game are crucial. If he gets a touch early, he's in the game. Otherwise, it just takes him a bit of a while to get going, as we've seen covering previous games, Alex.
Yeah, exactly that. It's good to see him starting forward as well with that option, because obviously he gets runs on the wing as well. I like him forward early. I think he can make an impact.
And so should this man, Ryan Carter. Kicks on its way. Left and every bit left. So behind to open the account for the Bloods. Today they trail by 5 points. 4th minute opening term. So while you're used to all the loyal and faithful Yahoo in the background of the male variety here, it'll be all female today. They've got a function behind us in the social room. Kick gets beyond the defensive 50. So East Point out of trouble momentarily. Q just fired it over the top to Thompson. And Suter gets his first bit of body contact. And then by choice the second with a push. All too familiar, Alex.
Yes, not a bloke you want to run into, Blake Suter, that's for sure. He's a very dense man, and he can take a hit and he can definitely dish one out.
Yeah, needless to add, he's number 13. Unlucky for some.
Yes, that's true.
Boundary throw in. Tap one by Van Meel, meant for Otter Moronis. Stolen by Handley, outside of the right boot, dangerous area. Made it difficult for Ryan Carter. Slater will do the mopping up with an awkward kick. Sullivan back into the side today. Went to his left and then back to the right and conceded by hand to Handley, who lowered the eyes and found Borg, who we spoke of, with an all-important early touch. He'll now get his second with the right foot kick into the pocket. Liam Carter, who provided an absolute headache in last year's grand final, booting 6 goals in a relatively low-scoring affair. And with 3 goals just separating the two sides at the final siren, Liam Carter was the difference in the game.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think looking at this game now, we're 5 minutes in with two shots on goal from marks inside 50s as well. So they're great opportunities for the Bloods, and I think he needs to make the most of his opportunity here.
Yeah, needless to add, a mark each inside 50 to the all-important Carters. And Liam Carter, he gets the Bloods in front here at Mackey Park. And the response took a tick over 5 minutes to get done, and they lead by a point here. They're 1-1-7. They lead East Point 1 goal straight 6.
Yeah, pretty straightforward chance there for Liam Carter. He needed to make the most of it. I feel like it's all about the team that's going to be the cleanest today, and they've all got the best opportunity too, with some great conditions and a great day as we have already harped on about. So, yeah, I think it'll be a nice clean game of footy today.
Back at the restart, entertaining opening 5 minutes. Tap one by Van Meel to no real advantage. Rodder Moronis, clean gather. Was tackled there by Searle. And it was enough to dispossess and deny Rodder Moronis a release by hand or foot. The kick goes in the Stewart direction. Stolen by Geordie Johnson. Went to go with a clever kick there towards Merritt with the ricochet. Favoured Merritt at the end. He went with the soccer only as far as Suter. He can square it. To half-back to Handley, and the switch is on. And he went to Button, who continued the pattern of play to the outer side of the ground. And a right foot kick inside 50. Carter the target, and it knocked away from him. Ground balls. Rodder Moronis has been clean today. It's 3 clean gathers in a row. Loose ball, Handley. Just a kick around the body to space towards the dangerous Braden Kite. He can run onto it, set up good for him. He went backwards to Sullivan, who centred the ball, meant for Jack Walker. Borg did the sharking, ran away from Rodder Moronis. Did the U-turn, sent the ball back into attack. Ryan Carter at the back, couldn't hang on. Second effort, went back to Ericsson. He's tackled from behind by Romerell. And we'll get a ball up some 15 to 20 metres away from the Melton goal.
Now, some great early lively signs for the Bloods. Obviously, they've been a slow starting side for the most part of this year, so it's very good early signs.
Ball up, Ruckman just wrestling one another. Thompson got the ground ball and fed it towards Howard, who's happy to see it over the line for a throw-in, 25 metres away from the Bloods goal. So at about the halfway mark, we'll call it the 15-minute mark of this first term, we'll get you a score from around the grounds. It's the Bloods who lead here by a point. Throw in. No advantage out of the ruck contest. Walker held up, somehow got a hand pass to Stewart, who found Borg, and a kick across the body. Won't get the journey. It's terrific mark and grab there from Carter. Quality player. We'll go back and have a shot on goal here. This time broadcast side for a chance to kick his second.
Yeah, I think he was very fortunate there with it was almost a miscued kick there from Borg. It went a bit high, but it was to his advantage, and he was able to hold his man under the ball, break away at the right time, and take a real handy mark and get another nice opportunity at goal.
Highly rated player amongst a very even group here at Melton is Liam Carter, especially externally. And he makes no mistake, Liam Carter. He gets his second and back-to-back goals for the Bloods.
Yeah, it is a fantastic start. Obviously, have been able to get a large majority of inside 50s. The ball's come out and they've been able to bring it back in, and getting these shots at goal has been crucial, and 2 early goals to start is a fantastic job.
7-point lead of the Bloods after they conceded the opening couple of inside 50s. They've been able to steady with their 2-pronged attack. Liam Carter with 2 goals, and Ryan Carter with a miss of his own. Ball up, tap one by Van Meel to Ronald Moronis, who was clean again and got forward to that stoppage and sent the ball forward. It was great discipline forward play there by Brown, who had a couple to beat and was happy to see it over the line for a throw-in 55 metres around from the East Point goal.
Yeah, great defensive effort. Obviously was leading out of the square, but then was able to make an impact on a ball that wasn't going to be his in the end. So some great stuff there by Brown.
And Lockie Phillips has gone to Brown. I imagine that'll just keep changing. I know the Bloods like a team defence as Suter ran away from that boundary throw-in stoppage and sent the ball into the middle of the ground. Ericsson had to do the work, albeit a tackle in the end on cue, and we'll get a ball up in the middle of the ground. Yeah,
I was going to mention that earlier. I think that match-up initially was Brown and Heaney, but we could definitely see that changing as the day goes on.
Near 10 minutes gone opening term. Melton lead by 7 points. Tap one by Van Meel. Only as far as McMahon. We just needed a little bit more composure. Just opted with the territory game and was cut off by Q, who came broadcast side out towards Romerell. Keeping his feet there was Watkins, who's had a good season. He went short to McMahon. He too a little indecisive again on that occasion. Walker, speak of Lachlan, he went back to Watkins. Kick meant for Ericsson. It was a poor one. Turnover opportunity there for Merritt, who heads in the Brown direction, who presented well. He's got nothing forward. So he'll just chip it over into the pocket. Right foot squaring kick there from Hiscock towards the attacking 50. Shark there by Kenny. His kick went towards a 2-on-1. And Batty did the roving and the steadying with a lateral kick to Phillips on the last line. So Phillips comes broadcast side. Nice grab taken there by Russell. Continues broadcast side. Made it difficult for Ryan Carter, but the gather was terrific. Hand pass let him down though. Walker. Speaking of Lachlan, denied by Hucker, and we'll get a ball up. Beautiful day for footy. Even if the flag was up, Alex, I'm not sure it'd be blowing in either direction.
Yeah, it would not be moving much, that's for sure.
Yeah, Walker, speak of Jack, right foot kick. Now, Ryan Carter's been working hard in this opening term, but kick was a little awry, went out of bounds on the full. Opened the door for Howard to find Geordie Johnson. So no McDougall forward or Jeffrey for East Point today. Short kick from Geordie Johnson was okay to Jones. He can go back to Johnson if he likes. but he'll opt to go forward. And it was all bloods. They need to work something out there, East Point. There's early concerning signs across half forward because Brown seems the only aerial presence at the moment as Manito switches play to Borg, who didn't have to break stride. Geez, a good chase on there from Romerall, but Borg was able to effect the kick towards the attacking 50. Gathered cleanly there by Liam Carter. He's already kicked two. Squaring kick. Erickson dropped what he should have taken. Lachlan Walker did the sharking. Went Goldwood. There's a grab. Guess who? It'll be Ryan Carter on this occasion. But it's not one, it's the other. And Ryan will kick his first and the Bloods third. So ominous signs early.
No, well, it's a matchup that you don't really want to be assigned with on a weekend, and that's matching up against one of the Carter boys, especially in a one-on-one. It's a very hard contest to win, and he had his man in the right spot there, was able to break off as his brother's already done this quarter, and I mean he couldn't get an easier shot on goal as a full forward, so he'll be happy to open his account today, and great start for the two Carter boys.
Yeah, 19 plays 6 here. 13 minutes gone opening term. Yeah, worrying signs across half forward for East, even though we're only halfway through this first term. So it'll be Stewart and Van Meel to contest the ruck. Van Meel to Johnson. Wanted the high and got it. Only got the nomination too, if you know what I'm talking about. Short right foot kick was okay. To Canny. Barely went the required. Neither did that, but there is depth perception from off the balcony as Jones went to Thompson. One of two twins, or two sets of twins playing today for East Point. Handley did the marking attempt and the roving, got the 1-2, got it back and then fed it to Manito and ran his measure and then momentum overcooked the kick mid for Kite. And it's a turnover and Fraser will get on the end of that cue kick who's started well. So Fraser squares it to Merritt. Beautiful kick of the footy, Merritt. It's got Geordie Johnson broadcast side, but we'll go the longer option towards Joyce. And while he looks every bit to a newcomer to have a basketball background, given that body type, he's actually a tennis player. Shallow entry inside 50. There was a good gather there from Batty, who got the 1-2 off Stewart, got it back, lacked a bit of composure with the execution. Somehow, luckily, fell into the hands of Farrugia. Gee, that kick threaded the needle to Erickson. We caught one high and a let off for the Bloods.
I think he was a little lucky there, but he got in the right spot to be able to draw that. And umpire a little bit blindsided.
Yeah, well, his lack of height helped him in the end. So he went into the middle of the ground towards Watkins, who went forward, directed the traffic with his hand, with ball in hand. Missed the target. So we get a turnover. So Merritt on half back to Kenny. Now, they've finally got a switch on here, the Kangas, to Q, who's been busy, to Romerall, who went back inboard by hand to Jones. Now back to Romerall as they share. Left foot kick was a poor one. Button's attack on the footy was good, but it ricocheted off the shin and opened the door for Lavery. The big fella just needs to bend and gather, but he couldn't on the first occasion. Chance for Hucker. Conceded by hand to Jones. Went one way, then the other. The squaring kick made it difficult for Van Meel, who got it on the bounce. Back to Jones. Standing start, high up and under kick. Shallow entry inside 50. Chance for Joyce with the soccer along the ground here. Bloods leading into the race for the ball through Watkins. Fed it by hand to Batty. Went back towards Handley. And they'll work it out, the Bloods. Back to the outer side of the ground with a terrific kick there from Handley, who found Sullivan, who went inboard to Manito, who found Phillips on the defensive 50. They came wide to Batty, who's got some time to deliver on this kick. Penetrating one at that, but it was to a 2-on-1. So it made it difficult for Farrugia. And then he gave away a free kick for too high on Howard. Yeah, I'm not sure that was the right option, a 2-on-1 from an uncompetitive, an uncontested execution by foot there, Alex.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. But to be fair, looking up the ground, there wasn't many options that he had. It. So I think it was actually a pretty good job there for Farrugia to win it to ground. But yeah, I think it was a holding or a high. Take your pick on his opposition there. So
at our next stoppage, we'll get through at least a couple of games. 4 others, of course, today in the BFNL. Cairns. Jones right on cue, aids the cause.
spills out, and we have Sunbury versus Lake Wendouree. Sunbury lead 47-22. Darley leads Sebastopol 13-1. Bacchus lead Ballarat 12-7. And Redan lead North Ballarat 7-2.
Throw in, Searle. Tap was good to Walker. Went to the voice of Suter, who set the ball. An awkward ball. Favoured Liam Carter. Fed it by hand. Stewart went back into the traffic. The umpires picked out a free kick here. No, it'll be a ball up. I was looking at the non-officiating umpire who was ready to blow the whistle himself. But they've worked it out, the men in green. And we'll get a ball up. So Van Meel won that tap to Canny. Standing start. Stoppage exit. That was an excellent spoil on the ball from Geordie Johnson to deny Handley, and we'll get a boundary throw-in on half forward for the Bloods, who lead by 13 points here. Near 18 minutes gone opening term. Liam Carter with 2 goals. Ryan Carter with the 1. They kicked the last 3 goals of the game, the Bloods, in response to the Rodham Romerus goal in the opening minutes. So Walker to Batty. Fed it by hand to Walker. Into the middle of the ground to Benito. Hurried kick, dribbling on at that. Shallow entry inside 50. Carter tackled, held up there by Slater. Speaking of Liam Carter, we'll get a ball up 49 metres away from the Bloods goal. I like the inclusion of Batty, bit of leg speed around, out of defence to aid that transition. Alex, now chance for Braden Kite, dribbling hand pass, meant for Sullivan, but just no space for the left footer. And the ball finds its way over the line for a throw-in.
Yeah, you speak of young Cooper Batty, obviously out of the Coates League, gets his chance to play a game for the Bloods, which is always good to see. And yeah, he's definitely taken his opportunity early on in this game.
And so did Jack Walker out of the stoppage. He got excellent purchase on the footy. And he gets the Bloods 4th in a row for the term. And they extend to a game-high 19-point lead. Near 19 minutes gone opening term.
Yeah, different avenue to goal there, obviously winning the ball out of the stoppage. Getting a shot on goal was a great kick, a great snap around the body. Is quite similar to Rodham goal in the early stages of this game, and yeah, he made the most of it there. It was a great kick and another goal for the Bloods.
I don't want to go the early crow here, but just on those absentees alone, East Point, I know Melton are missing a couple, but structurally it's clearly more of a disadvantage for East Point. This could get out of hand, this game, because there's some real keys absent for the Kangas. So the kick from Lavery. Now Joyce, I'm looking forward to seeing him play today. Basically just walked off the street, I think. And
well, his tall aerial presence is definitely going to pose a threat to the defenders down there.
And he goes with the left boot, out of the pocket. Brown the target. Searle had front spot. Neither can impact the contest. Ground ball, Heaney on his right side. Slow hand pass. Manito back to Heaney, still on his right, but just was able to manoeuvre back onto the left. Sent the kick to another 2-on-1. Slater. Lavery. Sent the ball high. Oh, that's a free kick against Geordie Johnson every day of the week.
He's won that one very well there, Phillips.
So he switches play and goes to the outer side of the ground to Watkins. To Handley. So 2 of the more informed Bloods defenders combined to Lachlan Walker. Both Handley and Watkins have had excellent seasons. So Lachlan Walker goes back to Handley. So another danger for East Point is when Melton can get this uncontested marking game going. So it'll be Braden Kite, who looks for another uncontested mark ahead of him, and he'll find one through Handley. It was all too easy. The kick from Jack Walker was smothered. It was good play there from Thompson. Speaking of Hamish on that occasion, but he copped it up. So Jack Walker wasted no time going forward. Loose ball opportunity, albeit a turnover through Howard. Geordie Johnson just chipped it over the top. Terrific kick. Found Humphrey, who went short, and found Braden Joyce. Poor kick, made it impossible for Brown. Lachlan Walker did the gathering and sent it back along the ground. To Carter, fed it to Kite, speaking of Braden, right foot kick from outside 50 to the advantage of Liam Carter. Excellent use of the body.
Yeah, I think it was a great find there from Braden Kite. Obviously noticed that Liam was in the prime position there at the back of his opponent, put it over the top, and it's as we've talked about before, it's a hard one-on-one in the best case. So it was an easy little bit of work there from Liam Carter. He gets another shot at goal.
Chance to kick his third for the term. He leans back on the kick. Oh, it was a let-off for East Point. Gee, 5 goals. That would have been interesting. But nonetheless, a let-off. 4-2, 26 to 6.
We made a little point of the win a little earlier on, and I think we've actually just got some picking up a little bit coming to the left hand of... Oh, it's coming from the right-hand screen. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the rest of the game.
So it'll be Merritt to bring the ball back into play. And he'll look to go out of side as he lopes away and gets plenty of it. How about that? Nearly gets to out of centre wing. Humphrey at the back. Did his own sharking. Look out, Jack Walker with the pressure. Turnover opportunity. Open the door for Batty. Fed the ball inboard to Walker. Who got it to Manito. Found Lachlan Walker. Could have gone back to Jack if he liked, but burnt him. Kick forward. Went for Kite off his hands. Lachlan Walker kept running forward to apply the pressure. Kept it alive. Borg was Russell's loose hand pass to Ericsson. Chance for Kite. Kick smothered. Ground ball opportunity. The Kangas under the pump here at Mackey Park. And the ball will find its way over the line for a boundary throw in. Yeah, we identified early that the Kangas might be under the pump here today, Alex.
Yeah, most definitely. That forward pressure from the Bloods is something we haven't seen very often in the past month or two of footy. So I think it's a little bit of a breath of fresh air for not only the team but the supporters. Boundary
throw in. Lavery had front spot. Johnson did the roving. So no Matty Johnson today. 1 of 6 out. Geordie found it towards half-back. Ryan Carter went the soccer. Gathered by Handley, who started well, who went inboard to Manito, who ran to the Manito zone and sent the ball forward into the goal square. Loose opportunity there for Liam Carter, couldn't gather. They fight for it. Borg around the body. Didn't get enough on it. Turnover opportunity. And the kick out of that last line of defence was good to Geordie Johnson. He continued the pattern of play towards Samuel Q, who gathered cleanly. He started well, fitted over the top to Joyce. Dumped as he kicked. Speak of Braden Joyce. Lucky to get away with that, the Bloods. But they'll get a throw in on true centre wing out of side.
Yeah, I think they're good signs for East, though. They're not afraid to bow down and, you know, still take the game on out of the back 50, which we know they're so good at doing. So at least they're not going away from that, but the Bloods just so well set up around the ground.
Tap one by Searle. Lavery over the footy. So to Geordie Johnson. Spat out the back towards McMahon. Was able to release the hand pass. Batty spent it before he had it. Second effort was better. Got it to McMahon, who found Jack Walker, who went forward and found Farrugia, who presented and wheeled around onto the right boot. Wasn't the best of kicks, but Russell made it look better than what it was. Fed the hand pass back to Farrugia, who's forced to release the ball by hand. But the squaring kick, off hands, umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go down the ground after Farrugia was dumped as he kicked. And a free kick will go to Liam Carter, who has a chance to amend that very gettable miss just moments ago and kick his third.
Yeah, very fortunate, but he'll take it. And yeah, another great opportunity to be kicking goal.
So Liam Carter for his third. 25 metres out. Kicks on its way. Goal number 3 for Liam Carter. Goal number 5 for the Bloods. 5-2-32. They lead East Point 1 goal straight 6. We've got a 26-point lead of the Bloods. Yeah, while you were touching on that forward pressure and form of the Bloods in recent weeks, I actually think they've done a lot right, Alex, but just not for long enough.
Yeah, that's obviously we can only go off, you know, how the game's panned out. But you are right; there just hasn't been something they've been able to continuously do. And we are only a quarter, not even a full quarter into the day, so we probably can't go the early crow with it. But it's a great start nonetheless.
Time on opening term, perfect start for the Bloods, and here they go again through Suter out of the middle of the ground into the Carter zone. Had it knocked away from him. Joyce overran the footy. Sullivan, quick hands. Got it to McMahon, who went back into the traffic to Ericsson, who was held up. We'll get a stoppage on half-forward broadcast side. So there's a handful of sets of brothers playing today. Ball up. Tap one by Van Meel. Suter. McMahon went to ground. And we'll get another stoppage. 27 minutes gone opening term. Bloods with the last 5 goals of the game. Unanswered. They lead by 26 points. Tap one by Van Meel. Humphrey forced to apply the tackle after it bounced off his chest. And we'll get a ball up. So while it's early stages in this game, Alex, it's early stages over our left shoulder too, mate. We'll see how that pans out as the afternoon progresses. Sullivan out of the congestion. Sent it to half forward. Loose ball gather. Good attack and intent on the footy there by Jack Walker. And the pressure was good there from Canny to square away a stoppage.
Yeah, as you referred to there, Ladies' Day. So yes, as the day goes on, I'm sure it'll be getting louder and prouder. So we'll see how that pans out.
Tap one by Searle, who had some momentum through that aerial contest. Geordie Johnson will get his second over the shoulder for the afternoon. But, I mean, they're just bereft of option here. So they go short to Rodemaronis. Now they can get the loose to the outside to Romerall, who directs traffic and goes along the line. So often I see at this level, when players with ball in hand, they take their hand off the footy and start directing, come here, go there, right? And then they miss the target.
Yes.
That happens all the time.
I can't understand it. It's happened multiple times this game already. So
concentrate, kick the ball.
That's it.
Boundary throw in. Van Meel won the tap. Canny, outside of the right boot, was a clever one to open the door for Romerall, who went with a high up and under left foot kick in the Brown direction. Get a swarm of Bloods around him. Mawson was one of those who fed the ball in the general direction of Sullivan, but over the line for a throw in, 50 metres away from the East Point goal.
Yeah, it was a good one-on-one win there by Heaney, but I mean, it wasn't to Brown's favour at all, sat on his head, so I'm sure Brown will be hoping for some better opportunities throughout the day.
Throw in, we'll give that tap to Lavery only as far as McMahon, who fed it to Sullivan. We'll get a turnover on half forward for East Point to Howard, who's pushed up. Short kick's okay too. Braden Joyce, who reels around onto the right boot, sends it in the direction of one of the smallest men on the ground, Humphrey. And the siren sounds for quarter time here in BFNL's match of the round, round 16. And a replay of, or a copy-paste of the grand final competitors from last year. Speak of Melton and East Point. Today we're at McPherson Park, and it's the Bloods who lead. 5-2-32. East Point 1 goal straight. 6. Alex, you've got the goal scorers.
Yes, do have the goal scorers. You've got Liam Carter with the 3, Ryan Carter and Jack Walker for 1 for Melton. And then for East Point, Mikajita Rodomonis with the 1.
And we'll get some scores from around the grounds, mate. Just hit the buffer there and we'll get an update score before a break. And a duck and weave for this building crowd of young ladies behind us.
Yes, exactly that. We've got our Sunbury versus Lake Wendouree. Sunbury lead Lake Wendouree 46-29. So Lake Wendouree hanging around with Sunbury. Darley leads Sebass 17-1. Bacchus Marsh lead Ballarat 32-7. And North Ballarat lead Redan 22-19. So a nice close game there at Mars Stadium.
Yeah, stick with us right throughout this sunny afternoon in BFNL action. We'll take a break here from McPherson Park. It's the Bloods who lead East Point by 26 points.
There are certain things in life that just go well together. Like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Mmm, cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.
Welcome back to McPherson Park ahead of the second quarter action here live in a BFNL's match of the round. Round 16, it's the Bloods, who after conceding the opening goal pretty much dominated thereafter and have established a 26-point lead at the first break. So what save East Point, albeit an underman East Point, but that's not to say Melton aren't without some of their own key stars, but as I pointed out earlier in that first term, structurally, East Point looked to be found wanting. So back at the restart to get play underway in this second term, it'll be the Warriors in Van Meel and Searle to contest. Van Meel won the tap to Rodamaronis. He's had 5 clean gathers. Quick hands to Geordie Johnson. Kick was cut off there by Phillips. His kick, well, it even surprised him in the end because it went off the side of the boot to Batty and went back to Watkins. He managed to get the ball to the outside to Walker. Speak of Jack, towards half forward. Off the hands of Borg in the end. Over the line for a boundary throw in, half forward out of sight.
Yeah, it's exciting to see Cooper Batty out there as well. I thought we'd mention that off the top. We did mention him in the first quarter, obviously one of his chance to come play in the senior team. But you can see he's bringing that energy and that quicker foot ball movement. So no, it's good to have in the side.
Tap one by Van Meel to a swarm of players foraging. And we'll get a ball up. Here, back at Smash, another team in the BFNL today. Buoyed with the returns of 3 Coates League players. And well, I'm unsure of their impact to date. The scores thus far are encouraging for the Cobras, endeavouring to hang on to that or consolidate that 5th spot on the table. Watkins, kick smothered, off hands. We'll get a throw in on true centre wing out of side. Opening 2 minutes of this second term. The Bloods lead comfortably by 26 points on their home deck in front of eager fans. Throw in. Ground level opportunity here for Lachlan Walker, who managed to break the tackle and got it to Jack Walker on the outside, who fed the ball by hand to Watkins. And the short kick was okay to Liam Carter, who kept the ball going forward to brother Ryan, who came out and took an ace mark on the chest, just inside the boundary line. High degree of difficulty. Alex, I'm not sure how many shots you've had over your journey here at training and the like, but I imagine from up against the boundary line, 40 metres out.
Well, yeah, it's not the easiest, that's for sure, but I think he might be aided with that little bit of wind that's pushing it in towards the goal now. We'll see how much that impacts his kick.
So left-hand goal post. The kick from Ryan Carter goes across the face and off hands and through for a rush behind. So
hung it out a bit wide.
So the margin extends by a minor score to game high 27. They've kicked their last 33 points unanswered, the Bloods. So Merritt lowers the eyes. Nearly cut off there by Jack Walker through his hands. Sharked there by Geordie Johnson. Tahini. Overcooked the kick, meant for Borg. And we'll get a rebound opportunity for East Point through Romerell. So Romerell will go onto that left boot and send it along the line in the Joyce direction, who flew and took an ice grab. Who played on and went by hand to Jones, who can go back to Joyce, who got the handball received, penetrating kick in the Lavery direction, outpointed on that occasion there by Mawson, who can switch play to the outer side to Batty, and just chip it over the top if he likes to Ericsson. So they're sharing it around the Bloods. They've been good. Short kick was okay. Found Ryan Carter on this occasion, who's starting to tick over the GPS alongside his brother. Ground ball opportunity from Handley, who gave it to Batty, went wide of the pocket and found Borg. Oh, a little too easy, this uncontested game. The separation the Bloods are getting in the opening quarter and a bit. Concerning signs for East Point. Well, holistically, from a ladder perspective, very little older their course, but it's all about momentum and playing good footy. And they're under the pump at the moment as Borg's kick went to the top of the goal square. Thompson was thrown off the footy. Speaking of Hamish, second effort was okay. But he was held up there by Ryan Carter. Will get a ball up 20 metres away from the Bloods goal.
Yeah, I think that swarming pressure when the ball hits the ground by the Bloods, they're able to lay the tackles and make it just that hard for the East to get the ball out of 50.
Tap one by Ryan Carter. Geordie Johnson is held up. They could do with 3 Geordie Johnsons out there today.
Most definitely.
One in the back line, one in the middle and one forward. Why not, Alex?
Yep.
Ball up. It's the last thing Troy Scoble would wish for. I know he's such a rap for Geordie Johnson.
Yeah.
The exit kick found touch over the line for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think on Geordie Johnson, I feel like he's a player that when the team's in a position where they can, or where they're comfortable in a game, that's when he'll peel forward and something like that. I think the good thing for the Bloods today, if he can stay in the midfield, that's a good thing for them because it means that they're in the contest and are on top per se.
So the advantage paid out of that ruck contest to the Bloods. Handley shallow entry kick made it difficult for Ryan Carter. Jones held up by Lachlan Walker, and that managed to release the footy in the end. Thompson, speaking of Bryn on this occasion, he's taken to the ground. We'll get a ball up 51 metres away from the Bloods goal. So ball up. Tap one by Searle in the end. Handley slung away, but not before he could release the hand pass to McMahon. He went towards the top of the goal square and beyond. And the ball was touched on the line by Howard and through for a behind.
Good, very good last-ditch effort there. Just didn't get enough on the kick.
So Merritt with the trusty boot beyond the defensive 50. Joyce the target, and why not? Russell provided the aerial for the Bloods. Handley did well to release the ball there. In one motion to Lachlan Walker, went through his hands, opened the door for the Kangas who've got some numbers. So the kick from Hiscock on the back of that handball received from Rodder Moronis didn't get through the traffic. And holding the ball. So we're just going to get a stoppage there, and Lachlan Walker was denied after he sort of fell to the ground wanting a push, and the kick from Thompson went to half forward for the Kangas. And this time we'll get a stoppage. 50 and a bit metres away from the East Point goal. They need the next one. That is an understatement, Ellie.
Most definitely. You cannot express that enough.
So a 26-point quarter-time lead to the Bloods has been extended to 28. Hucker, touch of the fumbles. And we'll get another stoppage.
I think it's just the promising signs of the midfield of the Bloods being able to hold up here. Being able to, cut off the exits and not let East get out nice and freely.
Searle, Rodder Moronis clean again. Went by hand to Van Meel, who went forward. Shark there by Hiscock. Dangerous young player. Onto the right boot. Got plenty on the kick. Just touched on the goal line by Phillips.
Great goalkeeping there.
So if anything, that kick, the higher it went, it seemed to hold up.
Yeah, that's it. I think, that wind is definitely starting to play a little bit of a part in this game.
So Phillips will come broadcast side, do one and all a favour. Beyond the defensive 50. Some good aerial pressure there from Joyce, even though he didn't get a hand on the footy. But it got out the back to Sullivan. He's got some time. Take a second, bounce, and just chip it over the top to Carter. Speak of Liam. They went into the Borg direction, who presented and took another uncontested mark for the Bloods, 45 metres out from goal.
Yeah, it's some fantastic play there and ball movement by the Bloods. Obviously, you saw Brody Sullivan out on this wing with all the time in the world, but then the composure to actually look up and hit Liam out in the lead. Gets Borgie a nice little shot on goal here from about 30 out straight in front.
So that'll be Borg. Tick over 8 minutes gone. Chance to extend the lead for the Bloods. Kicks on its way. And Borg is on the board. And the Bloods extend here at McPherson Park. 6-4-40. They lead East Point 1-1-7.
I think it's pretty safe to say it's a scoreline that we probably weren't predicting coming into a day like this, but I think it's a credit to the Bloods to be able to set up the way they have been and have been so dominant around the ground, and it's something they've been missing definitely over this past month of footy. So they're definitely making it show today, and it's just all about can they keep it up, because we know how class the side East Point are. Even with their outs, they're going to not go down without a fight. Yeah,
Nabby obviously unaware, he's got the big smile on his face, unaware that a third of the East Point side's missing today, but he'd be just happy being in front as Rodder Moronis stole the ball out of the middle again. It's been East Point's best thus far. Got it to half forward. We'll get a ball up. Hey, just lacking a bit of spark, the Kangas. Just seemingly going through the motions, and this game is just getting away from them. I need to find something. At least the exposed depth here today would try and find a level to require a spot in the team moving forward ahead of finals, Alex.
Yeah, I think so. And to be honest, I feel like there's a few players out there that are exposed depth that have been playing pretty well today. So I feel like it's on the senior players to really get this kick started and moving forward.
So Manito found Braden Kite, who found Button, uncontested, and sent the ball forward. And Liam Carter is proving a nightmare for Liam Howard. So two of the Liams going head-to-head. But it's Carter variety getting it done and a chance to extend with his 4th goal. And if they didn't go through all their Liam Carter migraine tablets each point, they should have another one before he extends here.
He's just been able to get his man in the right position every time he's had the chance inside 50, and it's proven very tough to defend.
So Liam Carter for his 4th. Makes no mistake. Little work for the goal umpire. And the Bloods get their 7th and they extend to a 39-point lead at Mackie Park. Near 11 minutes gone in this second term.
Yeah, it's a fantastic start, and we did mention a goal before this. That, you know, it's a scoreline that we weren't probably predicting coming into a day like this, but cannot stress enough about how much the Bloods need to be able to continue this on throughout the day, because you cannot let a team like East Point get back into a game when you have a lead this commanding at this point in the game.
Well, it's all a bit too easy at the moment for Melton. Van Meel, Canny, couldn't release the ball. Good pressure from McMahon, and we'll get a ball up. Yeah, the uncontested nature of this game has made it, well, essentially playing the Bloods back into some good form. Loose ball. Manito, Button off half-back, fed the ball by hand to McMahon, and the Bloods are away again. Out wide in the direction of Borg. Important touch there from Romerall. His 2nd and 3rd were a bit loose though, and the ball ended up over the line for a boundary throw-in on centre wing out of side. Near 12 minutes gone, second term here. Melton lead by 39 points. They've kicked 7 unanswered, if you don't mind. Throw in. Van Meel at the back, won the tap to Canny. Released the ball, it was a good handball. Found Cairns, who's been quiet by his standard. He's normally quite the accumulator, the youngster. Romerall got the handball received from Cairns and sent it to half forward. And Humphrey is ushered over the line with ball in hand for a boundary throw-in on near half forward, out of side for the Kangas.
I feel like early on in this game we've been able to notice the absence of a player like Matt Johnson in their midfield, who has just been the commanding force for many seasons. So he's definitely been a notice absentee.
Van Meel fed the ball out, but all that was waiting there were Bloods as McMahon fed it to Russell, who went with the right boot. Turnover opportunity from Slater, but he coughed it up as well and gave it to Borg. Ericsson ran to 51 and then just chipped it up out in the direction of Carter. Everything he's touched turned to goal. He just spilt that one on that occasion. He went inside out and then fed the ball by hand. Walker, clever little touch to Button. Back to Ericsson. Good pressure from the East Point defence to square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up 45 metres out from the Bloods goal.
Yeah, pretty well defended there by us, considering how open an opportunity that was for the Bloods. They'll be very fortunate there that they've been able to stuff that one up.
Ball up. Give it to Van Meel, to Canny. They've combined a few times in this second term. So Brown directing a bit of traffic out there. Maybe just a 10-minute pinch on the ball for Brown wouldn't be out of the question, just to get some pressure around the footy. Give a chance for Johnson and Ryder Moronis to get some impact, but Manito will send the Bloods back into attack. Liam Carter, well, thought he may have infringed there as a couple of Kangas went to ground. They did ask the question of the umpire, but denied. We'll get a throw in 15 metres around from the Bloods goal.
I think he was a little fortunate there, but they've let it slide, and it's a stoppage now inside 50 for the Bloods.
14 minutes gone, second term. Melton lead by 39 points. Throw in here. Tap one by Carter, only as far as Merritt. Clearing territory game beyond the defensive 50. Hiscock had front position. Good use of the body there by Watkins. Fed it to Manito. He's forced to get rid of it. Merritt back through traffic. Fed the ball over to Hiscock. Did the right thing and went by hand to Lavery. Just needs somebody to present forward. But there's nobody there. Nobody at home except Phillips. He can gather cleanly, and he did, and he took on the tackle of Brown. There was good pressure from Brown. Lavery somehow got it to Brown. Fed the ball to Johnson, so a couple of the big guns combined. Over to Humphrey. How's the finish? Just what the Kangas needed. They've got one back here at Mackie Park.
Yeah, very important goal there. And, yeah, we were stressed about them having to get the first goal. They weren't able to do that, but they just needed to get some score on the board. It's something to be able to, build off. It's been such a tough start on a day where we were expected a close contest with some great footy, but, East have a chance now to be able to bounce back from what has been a slow start.
Humphrey gets his first. He gets East Point's second of the afternoon. They've kicked the first and the last goal of the game. 15 minutes into this second term, and of course the Bloods did all the damage between those two with 7 of their own. Back at the restart, tap one there by Van Meel to Cairns. Now this is better. Cairns out of the middle, got it in front of stoppage and sent it inside 50. Ground ball opportunity. Hiscock pinged, umpire put whistle him out, just forgot to blow it, let him off. And now we'll get a stoppage. Brown wanted the push. Tried to feed the bait. Just threw the line over the edge. Didn't get a bite. We'll get a ball up. 45 metres out from the East Point goal. Van Meel. McMahon. One of those in there. Well, there's a dozen or so in there. The umpire will come in and separate the traffic with the ball up. So the traffic cop with ball in hand. Balls it up. Tap one there by Stewart. About 5 players had a second swing at it. And we'll get another stoppage. 33-point lead to Melton, who led by 26 at quarter time. Tap one by Van Meel. Loose ball opportunity. Hiscock dribbling ball. Clever. Geordie Johnson. Second effort. Brilliant. X-factor finish, but a point.
Pretty unlucky there. I was with you. I thought that sailed straight through, but no, it turns out it hasn't. And let off there for the Bloods from a little bit of Johnson magic.
Yeah, well, only very few can overcook that kick across the body from that distance and miss. It's an inadvertent talent. So the Bloods exit well, and they get it to Batty, and he goes along the line to a 2-on-2. Howard can give it to Merritt, and went back into the tackle. And the stoppage is squared away on true centre wing outer side.
I reckon we'll rattle off a few scores from around the grounds quickly. We've got Sunbury leading Lake Wendouree 59-42. Darley leading Sebass 43-8.
Back at the restart. Merritt, Canny, swarmed. Stewart was the pressure giver for the Bloods, but the ricochet allowed Van Meel, Jones and Merritt to combine, who found Bryn Thompson. They gave it to Jones, who sent the ball to half forward. Sullivan will be the beneficiary here. They just need to work it out, the Bloods. It's better pressure from the Kangas here. More intent. Now they've got numbers around. They should be able to work it out. The hand pass from Hiscock went to where Romeril was, not where he was going, but he was able to gather, and Brown's kick under perceived pressure more than anything else was turned over by Watkins on the defensive 50.
He's a bloke who will sit in the hole and take the mark. He's very reliable at that stuff.
So Watkins and Jack Walker combine with the 1-2 and fed it to Manito in the middle of the ground. So he runs away on centre wing and fed the ball wide to Liam Carter, who kept the passage of play going forward and found brother Ryan was too far out to score. So Kite looks to be the next obvious target. Ferrugia wants it to the fat side, but he'll give it back to his brother Liam, who's up on his bike. Right foot kick tumbling. Awkward one at that, but the mark's been taken there by Russell.
Yeah, very good mark there. One-on-one win by Russell. Was able to fall to his advantage and take a nice easy chest mark there, and he gets a shot straight in front. I think he'd like his chances, but time will tell.
Well, he missed a couple last week from very gettable positions against the Cobras, so chance to attain with little pressure. Again, a missed opportunity there.
Commentator's curse.
Russell, well, not really. We kind of had reservations about him getting the job done.
We'll quickly rattle off a few more scores here as well. We've got Backsmash leading Ballarat 32-16 and North Ballarat leading Redan 48-26.
So that'll be Merritt. Threaded the needle and found Canning. A terrific kick. Canning looking for options. He'll free to broadcast side to Cairns. Interleague representative. Got the call up. Acquitted himself well. Made it difficult for Brown. The spoil at the back from Hanley was disciplined to Jack Walker. He gave it to Watkins. Those three have been influential. Umpires picked out a free kick for a hold. Borg was up on his bike. Someone else's bike because it had to come back. And it was Fraser and combined with Q and got it to the other side of the ground. Right foot kick was an awkward one beyond half back, but Humphrey fed the ball to Joyce, who went back to Thompson. And the right foot kick from Humphrey went in the canny direction. Good pressure there from Hanley. Could have given away a hold against Canny, and he did. It was good umpiring. So you go to Romerall. They got the overlap here. Get it over the top to his brother, Matt. And he'll wheel around onto that left boot. Lowered the eyes. It's a terrific kick. Arguably East Point's best passage of the afternoon. And Joyce got on the end of it. He'll go back and have a shot on goal here and a chance to kick East Point's third of the afternoon in their first back-to-back moment. As the lights have come on here at Mackie Park.
Yeah, interesting take. I don't think it's a day that we would be needing the lights, but it was a great kick there. To be able to land it in that hole to the leading man, it was fantastic.
So Joyce at the finish just lobs it over the goal umpire's hat. And East Point, they get their third. And if just three of them got to the goal kicker, I'd like to see a bit more, getting around such a finish. But they get a couple back, East Point. They're within 27, 1 point shy of their quarter-time deficit. 21 and a half minutes gone, second term.
Yeah, I think the Joyce brothers have been a little bit of a shining light for East Point here. I feel like they've been able to make a little bit of an impact with their chance in the side. So it's great to see the two brothers taking their chance.
Ball up at the restart. Van Meel won the tap. Who's at ground level? Well, Manito stole it, did well, threw ball onto boot. Got it to the fat side of Borg. Look out. He gathered cleanly. Sidestep was terrific. Squared the footy and found Ferrugia. Oh, that was vintage Melton. And Ferrugia will go back and have a shot on goal here. Under the lights at Mackie Park.
Yeah, he's been a great inclusion. Well, not inclusion, but he started fantastically well, Kyle Borg. He's been able to get himself in some great positions, hit his targets, use his speed, as we know that he's more than capable of using, and he loves the opportunity to put the Jets on, but to be able to stay composed and hit that target when it was the right one to hit, it's a credit to him.
So Ferrugia kicked a couple of goals in the final term against the Cobras last week. Chance to kick his first. Deliberate approach. And he just reminds Billy Jones the separation in the scoreboard at the moment. And the Bloods, they get a steadier. They're now 8-5-53. They lead East Point 3-2-20.
Yeah, not afraid to ruffle some feathers there, Conrad, but he'll be happy with a goal to his name, and yeah, a little bit of a momentum breaker there. Blood's been able to get back on the score sheet after a nice flurry from East Point, which we knew was bound to happen sooner or later, but yeah, nice little steadier for the Bloods.
Back at the restart, call that even. Ground ball opportunity. Rodder Moronis gathered and was composed and fed the ball to Merritt. He obliged and did the same and found Joyce, who's bereft of options, so he'll go lateral to Thompson. Gee, you give the women over the left shoulder the room for the afternoon, and they've already found the switchboard and turned the lights on, Alex. As Jones found Merritt and got it back and sent the Kangas into attack. Brown, who's in the back? Geordie Johnson, fed it over towards Romerall. Tumbling shot at goal. And the Kangas will get the response.
Yeah, great finish. Got the chance in open space there, Romerall, and yeah, a nice finish around his body, and a goal nonetheless for East Point, which is, you know, they've been able to get on top in this quarter. I feel like they would come out of this quarter with the plaudits for sure after that first quarter effort. Might not have reflected that fully on the score sheet, but they've been able to get back into this game, and it's a quarter that they've needed, especially going into half time.
Maybe the lights coming on was a bit of a momentum
Maybe. Maybe that's been the key.
Back at the restart, it'll be Searle who won the tap. Geordie Johnson gathered, fed it by hand to Rodder Moronis, broke the tackle of Kite, and fed the ball broadcast side to centre wing. Bouncing ball. Gathered by Cairns. Took on Batty. Fed the ball back by hand. Got enough purchase on it to get it to Slater. It's a high up and under kick's going to make it difficult for Joyce in the back. And Watkins took a nice grab in front.
Not afraid to stand under the high ones, as we alluded to before.
So Watkins onto the right boot and sends it towards half forward. Oh, at the back, smoking Joe Fraser, if you don't mind.
He loves the fry. He loves the fly, old Joey Fraser, and he'd be loving that one.
So Fraser will go lateral inside the defensive 50 of the Kangas to Q. He continues at the pattern of play towards Howard. Just tip it over the top. The kick was okay to Hucker. So now they're getting some uncontested ball of their own. A rarity this afternoon for the Kangas as Jones gets on the end of it. And he looks to get some impetus with this next disposal. So he took on Mawson, got around him, and got it towards the attacking 50 and found Joyce just inside the boundary line. Nice bit of play there from the Kangas. Near 26 minutes gone. They send the ball forward. Ground ball opportunity. Bit out there by Merritt, went across the face. Turnover opportunity. And Fraser, the defender, has pushed up on his opposing number 20 there in Ericsson. And with the confidence up after what is probably the mark of the day to date, he'll have a shot on goal.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny how you can find yourself in a position after a remark like that further down the ground, and as a defender, doesn't get the chance to kick too many goals, but I'm sure he'll be excited at the opportunity.
Well, they should come from everywhere if he can thread this one, being a defender. Kicks on its way. So plenty on the kick as he got the journey. Off hands, rush behind.
I think just let down by that.
Out of bounds.
Let down by that little gust of wind that comes through. Obviously, they're kicking to the side where the wind is coming from. It's going to be hard to kick long-range goals from this end, but a good effort nonetheless.
So it'll be a boundary throw-in. Deep in East Point's attack here. Joyce in front, Searle at the back. Geordie Johnson went without it. Quick soccer there from Brown to the advantage of Cairns, who fed it cleverly by hand. High up and under kick. Oh, it's a good grab taken there by Joyce.
The Joyce brothers, they've been on fire today, and they've been, as I alluded to before, a shining light for East, especially with the start that they had. They've been able to get back into the game now, which is great to see, but yeah, the Joyce brothers just been absolutely killing it.
So it'll be Joyce with his first real deliberate shot on goal. So he and brother Braden and Hamish and Bryn Thompson, the two sets of twins playing for East Point this afternoon. Distance may be a problem. How's the accuracy? Well, the response from the Kangas supporters says it all. And they'll get their fifth, their fourth of the term. And the margin now 21 points, near 28 minutes gone, second term.
Yeah, very classy finish from, a spot where you'd like to pencil him in for a goal, but you got to finish the job off, and it was a nice kick. And yeah, East now only 21 points down. A nice fight back in this second term.
Yeah, it's been 4-3 for the term in favour of the Kangas. So a pulse ahead of the main break. Ball up, tap one by Van Meel. Jack Walker at ground level. We'll get a ball up. So you can hear the breeze through the mic. So evidently just picked up a little bit. Tap only as far as Cairns. He's started to accumulate. And Joyce presented in front of Suter. Took a nice grab and sent the ball forward. Out in the Brown direction. Got it. So a late one here from the Kangas. We'll get them back to within 15.
I think that was the key with what we were talking about before. You can't let a team like East Point get back into a game when you've had that lead. I think the lead was upwards of 30 plus points at a stage early in this term. And it just had to be something that the Bloods had to build on and maintain. East now back in the game and having another shot on goal could bring the margin back into the teens.
Well, it was 7-1 at one stage during this second term. So Brown gets the one that Kangas needed, as he so often does. And East Point have kicked 5 of the last 6 goals of the game. And they're within 15 points here. Near 30 minutes gone second term. So a little reminder for the Bloods not to get too ahead of themselves as they get a timely reminder ahead of the half-time break.
Can't let a class player like Jacob Brown get off the leash either. So he's now on the board with 6 individual goal scorers.
Ball up. Tap one by Searle. Geordie Johnson went past the contest. Searle just taking a little bit time to get up there, the big fella. Might have got a bit of a stinger in the ankle. But he'll contest the ruck duel. Van Meel to the outside to Johnson. Outside of the right boot, bouncing ball, gathered there by Mawson. Chance to Humphrey. Gather was clean. Fed the ball by hand to Canny. High kick in the choice direction. Got it again. Umpires paid the mark. So look to move the ball quickly. Shank, dribbling ball, made it difficult for Brown, missed everybody. Oh, look out. The Kangas are going to run into an open goal. But the siren has saved the Bloods, who lead by 15 points here at the main break. Tick over 30 minutes went for that second term. We've got an entertaining affair after the Bloods led at one stage 7-1. The margin has been reduced to 15 at the half. Alex, you got the goal scorers before an update score from around the grounds.
Yes, that's it. We got Liam Carter with the 4 goals. Ryan Carter, Jack Walker, Cole Borg and Conrad Ferrugia all with a goal apiece. And we go to East Point. Rodomonis with Humphrey, both Joyce brothers, Matt Romerall and Jacob Brown all with a goal. So 6 individual goal scorers for East Point. So they've been able to share it around when they've gone inside 50. And our games around the ground, we've got a couple of close ones by the looks of things. We've got, if it would load, we have Sunbury leading Lake Wendouree 75-43, so been able to bridge a little margin there. Darley leading Sabas 75-8. Bacchus Marsh leading Ballarat 39-29, so Ballarat being able to get back into the game after a fast start by the Marsh, and North Ballarat leading Redan 51-33.
Entertaining afternoon of BFNL football in round 16 action under sunny skies. Our match of the round action live from McPherson Park. It's the Bloods 8-5-53 who lead East Point 6-2-38. A break and back with the third quarter action in around 10 minutes time.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Mmm, cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.
Away for the second half action here at McPherson Park. And the last 5 of the last 6 goals have gone to East Point, so they'll come to play, especially in the opening few minutes of this second half, just to test out the Bloods, Alex.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think it's going to be a nice contest early on. You all right, mate? You're back here. You were stuck at the door there for a few seconds.
Yeah, well, I blame it on the women. Here's a chance for Lachlan Walker out of congestion. Awkward bounce, favoured Borg in the end. And he'll get onto that left boot and send it wide to space. Foot race on, gathered by Romeril, who fed it by hand to Hucker, who needed to be clean here, and he was. Continued the pattern of play forward. Good use of the body early there by Watkins, who's had a good day. And he can rebound for the Bloods. A kick, found Handley. Those two often combine. Rare loose hand pass from Handley that was meant for Heaney. Dribbling hand pass over the top to Sullivan, who'll get back onto the left and steady the ship. And the Bloods can take a breath. Feed the kick towards Jack Walker. He gave it to Sullivan, who ran through centre wing. Sent it towards half forward. Manito gathered. He was tackled there by Fraser. Taken to the ground. Oh, and Ping for holding the ball. Not a great deal of pride, Alex.
No, definitely not. But I could see his intentions early, the ump. I think he thought that he might have fended or had the opportunity early. But, you respect the umpire's call.
So it goes short. Bit of keepings off for East Point as it starts to get a little bit blustery here. Merritt. Ball in the right hands for the Kangas. Commentators curse Alex as he turns it over, a rare turnover to Handley, who's told to play on. So he fed it by hand. Mawson made the hand pass look better than what it was. Found Sullivan, back to Mawson through traffic to Ericsson. Standing start, sent it forward. Poor kick. Cut off there by Fraser.
Straight to the spare.
Over the top there to Q. Continues to the outer side of the ground. It's a good kick. Mark taken there by Hucker. We went along the line to Cairns. So a chance here for East Point. Brown will be the aerial presence forward, but he'll elect to go the longer option. So a 3-on-1. Ground ball opportunity here for the Bloods. Heaney's in trouble here. We'll get a ball up 25, 30 metres away from the East Point goal.
Probably wasn't the greatest entry there for East, but I didn't know really where their numbers were. Going to a 3-on-1 just wasn't the percentage play.
Lavery won the tap to Hiscock, who fed the ball by hand to Cairns. High up and under. It'll go the required. Umpire will pay the mark, and Joyce. Good grab there from the tennis product.
Oh, he's been fantastic today and definitely been a highlight of East's game. Even early on when they were struggling to score, he was still the aerial presence around the ground, and now he's going back for another chance at goal and to try and become the first multiple goal scorer for East.
And he looks a bit sore. One of those long legs of his. But a chance here to narrow the margin to 9 points and become 6 of the last 7 to the Kangas. Oh, that's a let off there for the Bloods. And a point registered for East Point. The first score of the third term. Margin now 14. Watkins been busy. Continues the thread through the middle to Handley. And they combine here to Manito. Outside of the right boot, favoured Carter, who went back to Sullivan. Standing start, high up and under to Ryan Carter. Got a bit of it. Fraser went to ground. Now he's in trouble, but we'll get a ball up 45 metres away from the Bloods goal.
It is very interesting the fact that the side of the ground that the wind has been blowing to hasn't been the side that has been made the most of by both teams. The other end has been the scoring end.
Swing and a miss in the ruck contest there from Ryan Carter. And then Humphreys taken to the ground. Normally a big effort to take Humphrey to the ground, but in Bailey Humphrey's case, not so.
No, definitely not the case.
So we'll get a ball up 50 metres away from the Bloods goal. That was clever from Carter to get the ball to open area, gathered by Q, who's awkwardly tackled, but lawfully, and we'll get a ball up.
As you can probably hear as well, this wind is definitely picking up, and it's making it quite chilly up here on the deck.
Indeed, as the shadows start to encroach on Mackie Park. So Van Meel gets a clearance kick beyond half back. Was well read off the boot there by Hucker. He's had a few important touches early in this third term. To Jones, it was a poor kick. Brown disappointed, rightfully so. So Heaney went about 11 metres. Umpire called play on. It was the right call to Watkins, who's been arguably Melton's best. And he went to Phillips on this occasion, not Handley. What a surprise. So Phillips went to the outer side of the ground to Batty, who marked on true centre wing outer side. Can feed the ball by hand to Borg, who likes to run and carry to Handley, and gave it to Batty, who went into the pocket looking for Kite. Took a nice overhead mark, the captain. 45 metres out from goal up against the boundary. Kick smothered. Right time, right place there, the Kangas defence with a clearing territory gain kick beyond half back. Suter will do the mopping up. Fed the ball back to Handley, to Suter, inboard to Mawson. Good gather. Fed it to Handley, to McMahon, who ran onto the right boot. Right foot kick inside 50. Spoil at the back was solid there from Howard. Not out of trouble yet here, the Kangas, though, despite an outnumber through Rodamaronis. He fed it by hand to Slater. High up and under kick was poor in the end. Oh, somehow stayed in. Check leg break back inside the field of play. Chance there for Jones, who fed it to Hucker, who's had more of it than any other East player in this term. Cairns got the rebound ball from Mawson. Fed it to Lavery. Tried to break the tackle, couldn't, force to release the handball back to Cairns, who went short to Lavery. They'll steady the ship for East Point.
Yeah, some free-flowing footy at the moment.
Rodamaronis. Probably the cleanest of the Kangaroos players in that opening half. Well, made that bit look awkward nonetheless to Merritt. They got the overlap, and the right foot kick goes inside half forward. Brown in front. Cairns tackled, taken to the ground by Phillips. Hiscock, Hink two, so too Brown again. Now Jack Walker, territory gain, got a bit of it. Carter, 2-on-1, numbers against. They should be able to work it out here, East Point, but Borg is just hanging around as he does. And that's a win for the Bloods. They'll get a boundary throw in on half forward outer side for Melton.
Yeah, very important by Borg there. Obviously, we had the contest where Ryan Carter was outnumbered about 4-1, and he was able to swoop in and impact when the ball hit the ground and get a boundary throw in for the Bloods on the far side.
Near 7.5 minutes gone, third term. 14-point lead to Melton. Nearly a push against Van Meel. Umpire called play on as the kick went towards half forward. And Joyce happy to see it with Watkins over the line for a throw in.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, the game's so free-flowing, it's hard to refer back to things that have happened, but Braden Kite getting that chance in the forward line hasn't been his day so far, the Bloods' leading goal scorer, and obviously that is probably one of the hardest places to take a shot for the day, so rightfully look to pass it off.
Boundary throw in, tap one by Searle to his opposing Van Meel. Merritt fed the ball by hand. Left foot kick there from Romerell. Did well. Got it to Cairns. He went wide in the Brown direction. He got out the back, but there was too much weight on the footy. They'll roll over the line for a throw in, 25 metres around from the East Point goal.
Yeah, it was a good win there by Phillips to bring that to ground, but still just wasn't quite the kick that Brown was after. He needs it. He just needs some better service, I reckon, because he's getting in the right spots, making the right leads, just not to his advantage.
This looks a little bit lame at the moment. Brown, boundary throw in. Ground ball opportunity there for Hiscock, who might have been Lavery, in fact. It was Rodamaronis. Cairns, kick smothered. Searle picked it up like a little man. Fed it by hand towards Handley. Got it to Kite, back to Handley. Missed him, but McMahon, awkward. Got it to Heaney. They went forward to Carter. Had it knocked away from him. Borg caught one high. Umpire called play on. Kite's fed it before he had it. Stewart held without it. Umpire called play on. Jack Walker was clever with the blind turn. And then the handball feed was good towards Kite. Dangerous area here for the Bloods. Ericsson fed it by hand. Was hung on to for long enough. Umpire called play on. Ball went back in the Kite direction. Geez, some messy footy. Slater gathered. Just pumped it back, but only as far as Walker. Oh, he's paid the 50. Gee. Yeah, the game didn't need that.
No, the big body of Lavery there with Walker going back with the fly to, making that contact with him. I think he was going to go down. There might have been a little bit on it, but the umpires, judged it as he has, and it's an opportunity now for the Bloods to get another goal on the board.
Chance to get the lead back to 20 and some breathing space the Bloods are after. It's an excellent finish from Jack Walker. He's had a good day between the arcs. Tick over 10 minutes gone in this third term. And the Bloods restore a 20-point lead here at Mackey Park. And we'll get some scores from around the grounds in a moment.
Yeah, I think it's the Bloods have definitely been able to take their chance there. When you get an opportunity like that, you need to make sure that you are converting, and they've been able to do that. And as you said, a 20-point lead now back in the Bloods' favour.
Jack Walker gets his first. Liam Carter, the leading goal scorer on the ground. He has 4. So it'll be Searle. He won that tap. He just went to the space. Hopeful to get Jack Walker, but didn't find him. Canny had first touch, but was held up in the end by Walker. We'll get a ball up. So the umpire wastes no time throwing it up. Van Meel got a little touch on it. Geordie Johnson threw ball on to Boot Brown. Oh, just bounced off his hands. Chance for Lavery. Loose hand pass. Oh, how about the gather from Rodamaronis? And then he dropped it in the end. It was the right call.
He was using his brute force there, and he nearly got through and had another shot on goal there, but a good tackle by Phillips to win the ball back.
Oh, I love the pinball bounce there from off the other player there from Rodamaronis. But unfortunately, he's coughed it up, and Suter now with the footy. Goes short to Jack Walker, who continues to accumulate between the arcs. He's been in the Bloods' best, and the kick didn't let him down. Well, it went over the head of Searle. Might have just gone straight through his hands, really, and over the line for a throw-in.
Yeah, we'll rattle through a few scores here. We've got Sunbury leading Lake Wendouree 106-49. Darley leading Sebass 90-8. Bacchus Marsh leading Ballarat 40-35.
Throw-in, tap one by Van Meel. Hucker taken the ground by Batty. We'll get a ball up.
In our final around the ground score, we have North Ballarat leading Redan 52-40.
Ball up, tap one by Searle. Got it to Walker, who was held up by Merritt. Get a ball up. So the call of Brown to spend some time in the middle, I reckon it's been cancelled out by the fact that he's not moving that well. So Jones, tumbling kick forward. Clean bowl, Benito. Opened the door there for Joyce, who went forward and found Brown, who marked just above grass level. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal here.
I think it is the right option to have him forward in general. Even if he isn't moving too well, I feel like on a day like this, you need to have an experienced head like him forward. He's already kicked a goal. I feel like he hasn't been getting the service that he's been after. He needs the ball out in front. Obviously, he didn't capitalise before with a dropping a chest mark out in front, but playing in front and leading and presenting like he has done just then has fortunately found its way into his lap, and now he gets a shot on goal. So I think they're going to benefit more having him inside 50.
So it'll be Jacob Brown. Bums biting her nails back in Ballarat as the kick. Set sail. Brown's got 2. And East are within 14 points here at McPherson Park. On the back of their 7th goal of the afternoon, their 7-3-45. They trail Melton 9-5-59. 13 and a half minutes gone. Third term.
So we had Joyce before not take his opportunity to become the first multiple goal scorer, but now we have Brown as the first multiple goal scorer of the day for East. And a goal that I reckon he needed, because I feel like, as I did mention before, he is most dangerous down forward for East today.
Yep, 5th in the Tony Lockett medal count. Not bad for a swingman. He plays quite a considerable amount of footy behind the ball. Handley has gone into the middle. Turnover kick on half back from Q, who's had a good game. It went short to Merritt, went about 9 metres, kick. But this one will go 59. Merritt, inside 50. Players set themselves, loose ball. Who's at ground level? Well, Joyce is one of those. He went to ground, speaking of Braden on that occasion. Ball got sped out the back to Stewart, who fed it by hand towards Button. It went out wide towards Borg. Clever little tap there from Batty to the advantage of Borg. He gave it back to Batty, who was composed and agile and got around his opponent and sent the ball forward. Ryan Carter got an important spoil on the footy. And Borg, as he so often does, got that important little dribble kick. When he's got momentum through the footy, when he chooses not to bend, he likes to go the soccer and then take on his opponent with his leg speed.
Yeah, that's it. It's credit to him there to be able to keep the ball in front and more often than not beat his opponent to the ball. Little incident out on the ground here. I'm not too sure what's going on, but I did want to mention back there to his partner in crime, Cooper Batty, as well. You can see that he's grown a lot in confidence of playing some games, obviously, in the Coates League this year, and he's always been a pretty crafty little player, but you can definitely see how much it's helped him.
Boundary throw-in, and a good one by the young umpire. Ground ball opportunity. Kenny went to ground, and he'll do it up to square away a stoppage. So, entertaining games of footy going on around the region in the BFNL this afternoon. Here goes Handley again. He's had a bit of it. Dribbling kick forward. Kite, excellent tackle from Q. He would be, in my opinion, among these points, better players today. Well, when we did last week's game, we had McCreary quite prominent and Cobras left him out altogether.
Yeah, there you go.
But nonetheless, yep. Free kick here. And it's going to go the way of the Bloods. The Ryan Carter, he wastes no time. Tips it over the top. Was meant for Kite. Smoke and Joe got a bit of it. Confidence up after that grab in the second term. Got a bit of it. And Joyce has been tackled, taken to the ground. We'll get a ball up.
Yeah, I feel like that's just summed up Braden Kite's day to this point on. Just hasn't been quite there, and they were able to take the ball quickly and move it on quick to try and get it to Braden, but it just didn't come off.
Ball up. Now an opportunity for the Kangas through Geordie Johnson. He kicked it to the fat side. Favoured the water boy in the runner, but that won't help anyone. Brown was hard at it. Fed the ball back in to Hiscock. Squarey kick was good. Found Joyce.
It's been on the end of it more often than not today for East Point as Joyce. And he gets a chance here. It'll have to be a big kick.
Yeah, it's a be a massive kick. From outside 50. They trail by 14 points, East Point. 17 minutes gone, third term.
From his field kicking, it does seem that he might have the power in his leg for this.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously a degree of confidence here because there's no leads coming forth. Kicks on its way. Gets plenty of it, Joyce. And East Point within 8 points here at McPherson Park.
He has absolutely flushed that, and he gets that little aid by the win, but I don't even think he needed the win there. He's absolutely nailed that, and it's a massive goal for East Point. Melton had wrestled back a little bit of momentum after East's last goal, but weren't able to convert. East take it to the other end of the ground and hurt in maximum fashion. So another goal to East Point, only an 8-point margin. This game's on a knife's edge at the moment.
They've kicked 7 of the last 9 goals of the game. And they trail by 8 points, the Kangas. 18 minutes gone. Third term game on here. Loose ball. Good work there from Canny. Fed it to Romerell, who went forward. Watkins was strong over the contest. Went to ground. Easter got numbers with the harassment. They fed it out to Canny. Hand pass meant for Jones. Put him under the pump. The gather was excellent there from Button, who went with the right boot but missed the target.
Yeah,
disappointed with that.
You need to find that outlet kick there, especially when the heat's on. Spills out for a throw-in and a time for both teams to reset.
Your boundary throw-in, attacking side of centre wing, broadcast side. You guys want a beer or something? Yeah, but a sugar-free hard rated would be nice. High up and under there from Merritt to half forward. Joyce, you couldn't claim that.
No, the confidence is high. I think that's for sure.
Exuberance. Ball up. Tap one by Lavery. Got a second opportunity and fed it to the fat side. And Joyce lumbering after it like a tired tennis player in the 5th set of a Grand Slam. Given his tennis background, otherwise that would make absolutely no sense.
He's definitely been one of the targets for East today, and he's playing a great game.
Boundary throw in. East Point in attack. Van Meer with the tap. Jones gathered. Rode the tackle. Fed the ball back in only as far as Searle. Loose ball opportunity. Clever little touch there from Mawson. It got it to Walker and went along the line. And Ryan Carter has ball in hand.
Yeah, just a little hold there from Fraser. It's hard to hold the big man back.
So Ryan Carter, right foot kick towards half forward. Spoil, handy, Faruja, grand ball. We'll get a stoppage. 20 minutes gone, third term. Melton lead by 8 points. 9-5 plays, 8-3. Ball up. Tap one by Searle. Loose ball. East one of the hole. Geordie just, speaking of Johnson, just having a look over the shoulder. Kenny kept it in when everyone else stopped and sent it forward to Brown.
Fantastic kick.
He's got nobody forward except the goal umpire. And he's beyond him from here, I tell you. So pushing forward is Cairns. But he'll go into the pocket. How about the kick? It's terrific and found Hucker. He's had a good third term.
There's two kicks there that you really can't teach. They were fantastic. Fantastic way to work the ball inside 50 for East and get a shot on goal. Hucker, pretty usual. Pretty good set shot of goal, I'd say. So I think in a pocket that's probably going to be hard to kick goals from today, I think he's a good chance here.
Nice of you to throw the curse on him ahead of his shot on goal, Alex.
I've been doing it all game, apparently.
Hucker. That's not a bad effort. And he didn't let you down, Alex.
That is a fantastic kick. I had some faith in him from there, and he's been able to use the nice breeze to the left of screen nicely, hung it out there, bring it straight back through the middle. Fantastic set shot of goal, and a massive goal for East Point, who bring it back to a 2-point margin. This is, as we said, the game's on a knife's edge, but the momentum's definitely with East.
It's been a fantastic effort from East Point to get back within 2 points. The time on third term. Stick with us via the BFNL match centre. Ball up, tap one by Searle. Merritt. Got it to Lavery. Sent it forward. Off the hands of Van Meel. Loose ball opportunity. Batty gathered. Fed the ball by hand. Missed the target. Under the pump here, the Bloods. Heaney corralled and carried it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Now this is the pressure that we thought we were going to see from East today. This is how we thought the game would start. Obviously, it didn't start that way, and Melton were able to get on top early, but East are definitely showing why they're one of the top teams in the competition right now.
Melton 59, East Point 57. 22 and a half minutes gone. East Point in attack. Searle won the tap. Hurry kick out of the congestion from Walker, only as far as Humphrey. Second ever good from Jack Walker. Now he's in trouble. Held to him by Q. And we'll get a ball up on half forward for East Point.
Might be a little fortunate there with the hands free, but a throw out nonetheless.
Ball up, tap one by the Lavery to Rodham-Moranis. Couldn't break the tackle. Took some time. Hiscock, Geordie Johnson. High up and under kick. There's the fly from Heaney. Couldn't bring it down. Van Meel threw it away. Umpire called play on somehow. Chance to Batty. Fed the ball by hand. Suter. Caught one high. Clumsy from Humphrey.
You need to make the most of that opportunity when the ball's hit the ground there, East, to be able to at least manufacture a stoppage, not give away a free kick there.
Well, he's normally good with that laconic handball receive, take it by one hand, Suter, and that was just a rare ball handling error from him that opened the door for East Point, but yeah, clumsy. Let off. So Suter with a high up and under. Geordie Johnson underneath it, and it knocked away from him. He's forced to apply the tackle on Sullivan. And we get a ball up 55, 60 metres away from the East Point goal. 2 points in it. After the Bloods led 7 goals to 1 at one stage. It's now 9 goals apiece. Tap one there by Lavery. Suter. Fed it by hand to Lachlan Walker to Jack Walker. Right foot kick along the line to a couple of Carters. And there's the spoil at the back. Some much better intent over the last couple of quarters from the East Point defence.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they've just shown more intent around the ground, and maybe that's due to Melton just not being able to exert that pressure that they were showing in the first quarter. But East have definitely turned the tables here,
and their ball use has been better as well. So Merritt fed the ball by hand. Jones, Q over the top. Thompson's got time to gather, and that was composed. He did well. Gave it back to Q, who fed the ball forward. It was cut off there by Button. It was well read off the boot. That would have hit your man at training laces out. So it was well read there by Button to create the turnover to Heaney. So Heaney, bit of keepings off. Back to Button, who's got Watkins if he wants, but he'll go the longer option to Batty. And they'll work it out, the Bloods. So Batty marks uncontested. Poor kick, really.
Yeah, it was a poor kick. He'd be very disappointed with that, Cooper. He's had such a good game so far, and it's those little moments there, especially when you've been able to get the switch out to the fat side when, with numbers, that's a kick you got to hit. So he'll be disappointed with that one, but a stoppage here and a great opportunity for East.
Well, the Kangas played most of this term in their front half. Tap one by Searle. Romerall needs to be quick, and he was. He got it to Rodamaronis, who looked inboard for a target. Kicked it across the body. Bouncing ball. Manito wanted the hole. Denied. Fed back there by Hanley to Watkins, who missed Suter. So a bit of perceived pressure creeping in on the Bloods, and some of their efficiency, especially in this third term, been a little bit below their usual throw in. Tap. Well, we'll give that to Lavery. He's had a good third term. Jones across the body. Good attack on the footy by not just Button, the tackler.
Yeah, just a lack of composure by the Bloods, especially in this pocket. In this pocket alone, it's just there's been 3 missed kicks in the past 5 minutes. So really something they need to brush up on it to go into this last quarter.
Ball up. Call it even. Cram ball. Something out of nothing from Canny and went forward. But leading into the race to the ball was Watkins, arguably the best on the ground. Right foot kick to outside half back. Russell's gather was good. And the execution, well, Mawson dropped what he should have taken at the level. Good pressure there from Slater to feed the ball by hand to Thompson. They got it over to Romerall, who looked to square the footy. Kick was good to Canny. It's a good setup here from East Point. I just need an aerial presence inside 50. Brown will provide that. He couldn't gather. Van Meel, an unlikely source, can. Threw the ball on the boot and hit the post.
Whoa. Big opportunity there, but would have been a fantastic goal.
1 point ball game. Strap yourselves in. BFNL match of the round 16. They got back to back with close ones. To Watkins. Brought his own footy today. And a chance to exit, but they're just not covering the ground that well, the Bloods. And Johnson will mark that, much to the frustration of Scoble, surely. The entry kick meant for Rodamaronis, got a bad bounce. They've got numbers here. Brown, high. Scores will be level, or East Point will be in front on the back of this kick from Brown, who'll have an opportunity to kick his third. So a combination of lack of run from some of the Bloods and execution with the fundamentals have contributed to a spirited response from East Point, who have managed to work their way back into the game, who at one stage were trailing 7-1. And a shot on goal here from Brown. 28.5 minutes gone. Third term, important kick. Kicks on its way. Quality finish from a quality player. Brown gets his third, and East Point are in front here at Mackie Park.
Yes, they hit the lead, and with all the momentum they've had, well, going into the halftime break and into this third term after Melton probably weren't able to start the way they wanted to, they've hit the front. They've been playing some fantastic footy since that first quarter, especially. And yeah, taking those opportunities, and as you mentioned before, the few Bloods players look like they might be feeling it around that back line, especially with all that pressure that East have been able to put on. Those little skill executions, not being able to make the most of them, especially going late into the game, is definitely going to be their demise if they can't brush it up.
Back at the restart, East Point in front here. Stewart won that tap, ground level ball, some intent around the footy from both sides. Yeah, Melton have had enough ball. They just don't take any territory. I mean, they just sort of share the ball around in the back half, and the big guns, Carter, Ryan and Liam. I mean, you watch that first quarter back, and they were the go-tos, and they got reward for territory.
And maybe that was combated by East in the quarter-time break. They might have had a look at the areas that they were losing in, and they've been able to brush it up and just win the contest around the ball.
Well, they were just labouring in that first quarter, going through the motions, East Point, and every bit of intent with the Bloods, but that's flipped on its head as Merritt gave it to Rodamaronis through the middle of the ground. Lucks of fortune. Gee, Joyce must have been touched because he could have marked that. So Manito got the feed, sent it forward. Howard just dipped his head at the crucial time, but the siren will save them all. I speak of the Kangas defence collectively. And what a great effort from the Kangas to come back. They now lead by 5 points at three-quarter time, 10-4-64. They lead Melton 9-5-69. Melton have, each point have kicked 9 of the last 11 goals, Alex. You got the goal scorers in a quick score from around the grounds for us.
Yeah, we do. We got Liam Carter with the 4, Ryan Carter, Kyle Ball, Conrad Ferrugia with 1, Jack Walker also with 2 goals for Melton. East Point, we have Rodamaronis, Humphrey, Joyce, Romeril, Hucker, all with 1. And we got Jared Joyce with the 2 and Jacob Brown with 3 goals. East Point's leading goal scorer. And yeah, as you said, East just with all that momentum being able to finish this quarter on top. It'll be interesting to see how the game will pan out due to the fact that most of the scoring has been to the right of screen, but with that breeze coming to the left hand of screen, will that help Melton in the last quarter? We'll have to wait and see. But
well, it will if they kick the ball forward.
That is true.
And get some territory with that, Alex.
Have lost the territory battles since the first quarter, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so
good point.
We'll have a look around the grounds for the scores. We've got Sunbury currently leading Lake Wendouree 108-49. Darley leading Sabas 102-29. Bacchus Smash versus Ballarat. Ballarat leading Bacchus 56-40. So they've turned the tables big time there and lead by 3 goals at Alfredton. And then North Ballarat leading Redan 69-40. Have been quite inaccurate as well, kicking 9-15. So could be a bigger margin on the board there, and they currently lead by the 5 goals.
Interesting scores from around the grounds, and none more interesting than the one that's unfolding in front of us here at McPherson Park. It's East Point 10-4-64 who lead Melton 9-5-59. A break and back of the final quarter action in about 5 minutes' time.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.
Siren sounds to get played away for this all-important final term. Tap one by Carter. Speak of Ryan, who's gone into the ruck to Walker. He sends the ball to half forward. Excellent spoil on the ball there from Romerall. Gee, there's some intent now because it's game on. Merritt. Put the hand pass out. They're up and about here. The Kangas through Humphrey. Sent it to half forward. Good spoil on the ball there from Heaney. Ground ball opportunity. And he opted for the safety of the boundary line, given the outnumber, the right call. It's a 5-point lead to the Kangas. Opening minute, final term.
Yeah, good early win there by East to be able to win that on the half back and bring it forward, get it to the outer side. It's ended with a boundary throw in, but it's better than a scoring opportunity for the Bloods.
Boundary throw in. Ryan Carter at the back, won the tap, and then the soccer just went boundary side, but didn't get enough on it to get it out. Merritt, who's got a thumping kick on him, sent it forward. Brown came from the back, went to ground. Opportunity here for Joyce, dribbling ball. Don't tell me. He's touched.
Nearly skipped under as well.
Yes.
Very nervous times there for Suter, but he was able to get the hand on it when it mattered.
An important point for East Point in the context of this game. It's a 6-point ball game, 1 minute into this final term. And the Suter kick in. Found it Sullivan, who was bumped as he kicked. The kick was effective and found Phillips. It was a fair bump too from Romerall. So Phillips goes along the line in the Mawson direction. It's an easy grab at the back there by Fraser.
Some great mitts there from Fraser.
Well, he's been a new player since he took that mark of the day.
Yes.
And the kick didn't let him down either. Found Joyce, who ran into Rodamaronis.
Well, don't want to be running into him, that's for sure.
So Joyce lopes onto the left boot. Sends it to an outnumber. Ground ball opportunity. There was a few Bloods up. Brown was down. Couldn't get a soccer on the footy. Jones, left foot, cross the body. High up and under. Still in the danger zone. Oh, that's a good mark. Umpire called play on. Must have been touched. Carter released the ball. Only as far as Hiscock. Around the body. And through for a rush behind. Desperate stakes. Yeah. 2 minutes into this final term, Alex.
As we know, we liked mentioned before that Lockie Watkins not afraid to sit under the high ball. I think his only disadvantage there was the ball had only gone 5 metres in length, so he wasn't going to get paid the mark, but some good courage there, and the Bloods get away with one. Another opportunity for East.
So it'll be Manito who lopes in out of defence. He got plenty on the kick with the aid of that breeze that seemingly switched around. Chance for Liam Carter. Fed it to the outside to Sullivan, who's got some toe. Good running there from Q. Had to go back inside to Liam Carter. And a kick across the body. As so often deserted the Bloods in this second half. Their execution by foot found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, they were away there, but it's better than getting intercepted and going back the other way of East Point. So I think they'll take the boundary throw-in and reset and try to get a inside 50.
So throw in here, Ryan Carter to contest the ruck duel against Van Meel. Geordie Johnson. Good pressure there from Ryan Carter. Both the Carters have been important today. Watkins, Jack Walker and Handley arguably the best of the rest for the Bloods today. Rodamaronis took them all on, but we'll get a ball up.
Yeah, it's the luxury of being able to have Ryan Carter playing a game like this against a top opposition. Would like to have him every week, but that's not the case. But he definitely helps in these situations.
Carter with the tap, only as far as Van Meel. Fighting over it there, East Point. Such as the rise of intent been from the Kangas after they were seemingly labouring into the first break, albeit at quarter time, and they trailed by 26. With plenty more to do. It's a cue, and the kick was good. Found Romerall. So they've got good depth of contribution today, East Point, after quarter time. There wasn't much to add in that opening quarter, apart from the 4 or 5 clean ground ball gathers that we spoke of around stoppage from Rodamaronis. Wasn't much else going on for the red, blue and white. And that kick from Merritt, gee, confidence up, Geordie Johnson. So Johnson, that's a bit of a shank. Oh, one bounce over the line.
Very fortunate. I think the wind saved him a little bit there, held the ball up.
Yeah, it was nearly stroking distance, to use a golfing vernacular there, because it would have come back.
Yep.
So we're going to throw in each point in attack, as they have enjoyed ball in their front half for the most part of this second half, in fairness. Throw in, tap one by Van Meel, Geordie Johnson, dispossessed. Merritt, standing start, ping at the goals, won't get the distance. Brown! Excellent use of the body on Heaney.
It's a very good one-on-one win there by Brown. He was able to maintain that front position. The ball didn't quite carry as far as I reckon what Heaney was expecting, and he was able to, muscle him off, take the mark, gets a great opportunity to kick a goal here. And look, he hasn't been getting the greatest of service today. The balls have been on his head. He gets a nice opportunity here. Needs to take it.
Brown for goal number 4. Got it done. Wowee, what a game. What a turnaround. Bloods kicked 7 in a row after Rodder Moronis kicked the opening goal of the game. And since then, East Point have kicked 10 of the last 12 goals. It's staggering at McPherson Park, Alex.
Yes, it is, most definitely. And you look at the score now, and the Bloods will need to kick 3 goals to take the lead in this match. And at the moment, it just doesn't feel like it's coming.
Yeah, and they'll need to buck the trend of final terms that has seemingly haven't ranked 8th in the competition for final terms in isolation. Tap one by Van Meel. We need a spark from the Bloods, or the Bloods need a spark for the Bloods, and they'll hook up here with handball, as they so often do, heavily reliant across half-back. Walker squares the footy to Mawson. Now that was a grab of intent, and he sent it forward. Carter, I went over the back. Chance there at ground level, and we'll get a ball up 35 to 40 metres away. So Mawson owned that grab. He had, this is mine, grabbed it.
That's it.
And got the ball forward.
Some more authority definitely needed in this last.
And we'll get another ball up.
But even just bringing back that forward pressure that they were able to, became a mainstay of their play in that first quarter. So if we can see that from the Bloods, it'll go a long way in them getting back into the contest.
Stewart, McMahon, Borg, Russell, cross the body. Missed everything, and it bounds on the full. So Russell's last 5 shots on goal, whilst that one is every bit forgiving, he spooted 4 behinds and 1 on the full.
Yeah, they haven't been much to write home about, but we know that he's quality. We know we can get some goals on the board. I think he's even kicked a bag in the senior side.
Well,
before.
He's created opportunity.
That's
right
it, yeah.
place, right time.
Just hasn't quite had the finishing product.
So Q has been excellent today. Now, made that look difficult. Howard, look out. You're in trouble. Umpire let it go. Hanley, dribbling ball. Stewart. GQ did well not to overcommit with any pressure on Stewart there. He's opposing number 26, because he could have quite easily given away a free kick. So we're going to throw in Bloods in attack. They trail by 13 points. 8 minutes gone already in this final term. Throw in. Tap one by Stewart. Good pressure there from Canny. Ball spews out. Hurried kick. Playing in front and rewarded with that was Hucker, who had a good third term. Goes short and lateral. Ground ball opportunity. And they're just fighting over it. Players, and we'll get a ball up. 55 metres away from the Melton goal. So East Point have managed to get it beyond a kick away from the Melton goal. Ball up. Excellent use of the body from Van Meel. Tumbled the ball forward. Joyce was clever, nearly hung onto it. Stolen by Suda. Through traffic outside of the right boot. Kick was cut off. Needed a handball given that traffic, but it's easy from here as Hucker goes short to Geordie Johnson. And plays on. Goes with the right boot towards the attacking 50. Poor kick. Cut off there by Phillips, who'll rebound. Russell did it well. Nick needs to get the ball moving. Can go inboard, but gets some territory. And uses the aid of the breeze. And some reward for territory to Carter, who just chips it over the top to Kite.
Here's his opportunity.
Well, you know, they were half back, and now they're two kicks later. They've got a shot on goal to Kite.
Yeah, he hasn't had the opportunities that he's been afforded this season, being the Bloods' leading goal scorer.
Well, it's hard. It's hard when you're not kicking the ball forward.
Yeah, that's it. That is true, and something that the Bloods need to capitalise with this breeze, as you mentioned before.
So Kite kicks on its way. That's just what the Bloods needed. And they're back within 7 points here at Mackey Park. With their 10th of the afternoon, they're 10-5-65. They trail East Point 11-6-72. 10 and a half minutes gone, final turn.
A very important captain's goal there from Kite, who hasn't had the opportunity as he has, as we mentioned before, this season in a game like this. A game where, if you were looking for goals, you'd be expecting his name to be on the sheet early on, especially if you saw the score from the first quarter. His opportunities have been few and far between, but he's taken one that matters there.
Yeah, he's had minimal supply. Ball up. Tap one by Van Meel. Only as far as Watkins, who's gone into the middle. I like that move. And Liam Carter spin on a dime and sent the ball forward, and the Bloods are within a point.
How quickly things can change. I was ready to say the Bloods need a goal here, as it's hard to be able to string together back-to-back goals in quick succession, and they've just gone and done it. That is a fantastic win out of the middle.
Well, why not get some impetus out of your best player on the ground today, namely Watkins? So they're chipping it around the back line. Watkins is able to get forward a stoppage and get it done. And the Bloods, how much better do they look when they've taken some territory? Ball up, 1 point ball game. Back at the restart, Van Meel hasn't given up the go. Second effort, good. Release the ball to Jones. Onto the right boot, went forward to that man, Brown. Heaney's got the right spot. Brown did well to defend. Oh, he's got a free kick.
Yeah, just a little high there by Heaney.
Well, I don't know how Brown sort of got into that contest. Like, Heaney's did everything well to keep Brown off the footy. But the umpire has obviously adjudicated that as illegal.
Needs to take this opportunity here, Brown. He's been their focal point. He's got the 4 goals to his name already. This to make it 5. He'll match Liam Carter with 5 if he's able to get the job done here. And it'll be a big goal for the visitors.
Well, he just hasn't missed, Brown. I don't want to go the early Moz, but he's just made it look easy, as he has done that one.
That's a fantastic
Brown
kick.
has 5 at Mackey Park, and a quick response from East Point to get the lead back to 7 points, 12-6-78. Lead Melton 11-5-71. Brown's got 5 at one end. Liam Carter 5 at the other. Cream rising to the top when it counts most. 13 minutes gone, final term.
Hasn't been easy for Brown today either, with some of the delivery he was getting early, but he's made the most of these opportunities that have come in the second half, and he's got 5 to his name.
Back at the restart. Van Meel. Cairns. Right foot kick to half forward. Joyce, good stretch. Couldn't hang on. Needs some support here with a handball give. And he got it through Kenny, who sent it wide to the pocket. Brown had it knocked away from him by Phillips. Gave the support. Manito, ground ball. Gave it to Mawson. Fed it to Manito. Kick needs to be good, and it was. And found Jack Walker, who fed the ball wide. That was well played there by Jack Walker, who found Sullivan, he motioned to go onto the right side. Of course he was going to go back onto the left. And found Borg, who went into the middle of the ground. It was a well-weighted kick to Manito, who ran through the middle, and he hit up Russell. 55 metres out from goal. Too far out to score. But he got plenty on the kick. Wide, players fly, no mark taken. And Hucker just knocks it over, and we'll get a boundary throw in. So just on the way to that kick from Russell, gives every indication if there is a little bit of breeze, it is going to the left of screen.
Yeah, most definitely. He does have a nice hooked action as well, though, so he was definitely looking to put it out in that pocket, and his kicking action would probably help aid that as well.
14 and a half minutes gone. Throw in. Who's at the back? Chance for Borg. Onto the left. Momentum kept that kick. every bit left and out of bounds on the full. So Geordie Johnson pushing back.
Yeah,
It's a free kick, is it? Given where Ericsson's standing the mark.
I think he's just pulled him back for the extra, what is it, the 9 or 10 metres?
Well, anyway, it'll be Thompson beyond the defensive 50. Handley from the side. Second grab, hung on, played on, went to Manito. That's a clever kick. Didn't go the required. Walk up, been brilliant. Sets tail. And it's gone off to the left and through for a minor score. So, handy point. The Bloods were always going to need another one.
Yeah, handy point, but a big opportunity gone missed there as he kicked it from 40 out all on his own.
Yeah, that certainly takes precedent over that handy point nonsense. 6-point lead to East Point. There's a grab from Geordie Johnson.
Well, hasn't he come to the fore this second half? He's definitely shown his class.
Found Joyce. He's been a bonus for East Point. They've got 3 here, East Point. When I say here, I mean just in front of us. But they went wide, and Lavery had spent it before he had it. He got the separation he needed. An uncontested mark, really, in the end.
It definitely needs to be holding them. It doesn't matter what point in the game, but especially late in this term.
16 minutes gone, final term. East Point lead by a goal. Throw in. Jones, caught one high. And he'll take the free kick. And why wouldn't you go to, Brown's just come back on the ground, so it'll be Merritt, who's 70 metres out from goal. He'll go to Brown. So he just came off the boundary there, so just caught the Bloods napping. So Brown will sit it up to the hot spot. Players fly, half a dozen of them. Ground ball, Rodder Moronis, thrown out of the contest. And we'll get a ball up. Near 17 minutes gone, final term. Melton 72, Charlie East Point 78, 6-point ball game. East Point have the ball in their front half. Walker, tackled by Lavery. And a sling tackle.
Yeah, don't see that too often. More in modern times than we probably have in the past, but I haven't seen many of them the past couple of weeks.
High up and under kick, gets beyond the defensive 50. Liam Carter the target. Howard got an important hand on it. Kick across the body from Hucker. Important little touch on it there from Russell, but they're not out of trouble yet, the Bloods. Merritt to the advantage of Cairns. Went back. Gee, there's a swarm of players around the footy. Jones from the boundary line just went blindly to the goal square, and it was cut off by Manito, who's off to the races with a running bounce and 2. And took on that would-be player and gave it over towards Button from the right boot. He feeds the ball towards outer centre wing, and the kick was okay, and found Sullivan to Mawson, who went to ground and just marked just above the grass line. Played on, went to true half forward. Terrific kick to Handley, who marked on centre half forward and went wide to the pocket. It was a poor kick.
Well, that's a very poor entry.
Well, and East Point correctly asking for 50 because Russell just pushed him over, Hucker. So Hucker, with ball in hand, will come broadcast side with a high up and under kick. Awkward one at that to a 2-on-1. Geordie Johnson got a hand on it. Hiscock somehow kept it in. At the back, play on. Bloods have got numbers. Suhini fed the ball by hand to Jack Walker. Somehow the Kangas ended up with it. Through Hiscock, from Cairns to Hiscock, and it's all Bloods, and here they go again. Manito can run away with a couple of ounces. Has 2, has 3, and runs to genuine half-back. Right foot kick from half-back to half-forward to Kite. Got plenty of it, ball went to ground. They've got numbers here, the Kangas through Slater. Q just kept it inside the boundary line, found Thompson. Get it over the top of the overlap to Q again. To Van Meel. Look out, Handley. You want to be quick here, Van Meel, as he fed the ball onto the right boot. Brown!
That was a great kick there by Van Meel to be able to hit Brown. Well, pretty much lace out there. He had some space out in front of him that he was able to run into. Looked like it was hanging a bit in the wind, which may have aided his cause there, but it's now giving him a great chance to go back and try and slot goal number 6 for Jacob Brown. And it'll make it mighty hard for the Bloods here if he's able to dob this one.
Well, if it does become goal number 6, it'll be 6 since quarter time for Brown. So a 6-point lead at the 19.5-minute mark of this final term from Brown has been gone across the face. So a chance for the Bloods. They'll end up with ball in hand here, even though like in typical country footy style. Mawson will have to retrieve it himself over the fence. But a 7-point lead to the Kangas.
Yeah, your handy point comes back into play here with that point there from East.
And the Bloods, who lead by as much as 39 points in this game, now trailed by 7. As we tick into time on, and Benito with his run and carry in this final term lowers the eyes, and the kick was terrific. Found Stewart, who went in towards Watkins, overcooked the kick. Chance for Carter, speaking of Ryan, good hand pass to Watkins, who got it to Borg. Oh, he's uncharacteristically made a rare bounce error, but he got it back to Watkins, who went forward to Kite.
Some fluent ball movement. We haven't really seen that. Obviously, it could have been made a little bit more fluent if there wasn't a little mistake from Borg, but he was able to mop back up, get the ball moving back through the middle, hitting a streaming Braden Kite. His first opportunity in this kind of area for the day for Braden Kite. And a goal that couldn't be any more important.
Well, he kicked one much needed one earlier in this term, and he has another opportunity to oblige and get his second and get the Bloods within a point.
2 massive captain's goals there by Braden Kite, and that's a massive move for the Bloods, who now are just a point behind.
Yeah, we seem to say it every game we seem to do with the Bloods, that Kite seems to bob up at the right time and get it done. They're within a point here. The Bloods, 12-6-78. They trail each point, 12-7-79. 21.5 minutes gone. Final term. And what a ripper day it's been for footy too, Alex. And,
that's it.
And the match of the rounds lived up to the billing. Back at the restart. Van Meel with the tap. Carter out of the middle. Sends the Bloods forward. Now Howard had to stop, prop under it. And then sent the ball forward. Joyce at the back. Had some momentum through the footy, but Carter stood his ground and took a nice grab. So Ryan Carter from broadcast centre wing goes in the Borg direction. Did a good little bit of defensive spoil to the advantage of Stewart. Dribbled the ball forward. Not out of trouble yet. The Kangas look out. Holding the ball. Kite's got it again.
Wow, if there's a right time to bob up in a game, it's deep in the last quarter when your team needs you. And he's been able to get the service from his teammates, but now he's able to do that deep inside 50 with some forward pressure, which the Bloods have lacked since quarter time. And this is a massive opportunity for Braden Kite to make it 3 goals in a row for him in the last quarter.
Yeah, that's a good point. You mentioned the pressure, because the Kangas have been able to just exit of their own accord. Kite, bending. He snuck it in. Bloods in front here at Mackie Park.
Wow, that didn't look a chance for a good part of 2 seconds that I hung up in the air. It was able to swing back through, and it's a massive goal there by Braden Kite. All 3 of them have probably been some of the biggest goals the Bloods have scored today. And gets them back in front with a 5-point lead.
So Braden Kite has 3 final quarter goals.
Nice and loud here up on the deck. Yeah,
the ladies' function over the back of our left shoulder has been put on hold momentarily because all the action's happening out at ground level at the moment. And the Bloods.
No tackle.
Loose ball. Thompson. Came broadcast side. Bouncing ball will find the safety of the boundary line. That'll do the Bloods for now. 23.5 minutes gone, final term. Melton lead by 5 points. 13-6-84. Melton lead East Point 12-7-79. Boundary throwing. It'll be Searle and Van Meel who've gone toe-to-toe for the most part of the afternoon. Shallow throw in. Van Meel tap meant for Rodder Moronis, missed him. And we'll get a throw in. Marginal territory game there for the Bloods. They'll take that. We'll get a throw in.
Yeah, it's the game is definitely in the balance here still, though. Can swing either way, and it's definitely not over.
Throw in. Van Meel at the back. Won the tap. Went to the voice of Jones. And looks like we'll get a hold up here. albeit in the form of a stoppage. Bloods in front. Tap one by Van Meel. Carter. Thump only went as far as Thompson. He's tumbling kick forward, Heaney.
Big mark there. Stood in the hole. And that's what he's there for.
Good defence from the Bloods. Heaney. He's got Watkins. Continues to cover the ground. He's been a very good player today. Arguably Melton's best player. Onto the right boot he goes and gets some territory to half forward. Who's at the back? Howard. And the boundary line. The boundary line beats Howard over. Yeah. And we're going to throw in.
Win there for the Bloods. I'll take a throw in this pocket here. It's just about how they can set up now to avoid that East Point slingshot, which has worked pretty well throughout this whole day and has been a big part to why they've had a good majority of the momentum.
5-point lead to the Bloods. Throw in. Searle got another territory gain. Handley. Jack Walker, standing start. Somehow stayed in and Borg said, well, I'll have it. Umpire called play on. He got around one. Not sure he got around the other. Umpire kept it going. And that'll do the Bloods. They'll get another territory gain. Now 40 metres around from their goal. So we've had in 10-metre increments throw-ins going incrementally towards the Bloods' end. 40 metres away from their goal. Throw in. Tap one by Van Meel. They'll just get numbers around the ball here, the Bloods. That'll do it for them. I don't know. I won't mind how many stoppages they get for the next 5 minutes. Ball up. Tap one by Searle. Jack Walker got a little boot on the ball. Fraser couldn't gather. Stewart was good. Oh, he just gave a little high away. Yep. So a let off there for the Kangas. So it'll be Merritt with the trusty boot into the middle of a one-on-one. Geordie Johnson had a couple to beat. Hanley did the roping and went high with an up and under in the Carter direction. Good spoil from Fraser. Ground ball out of the lookout. Romerall gathered, sent it into the middle of the ground. It's all Bloods. And Manito will rebound and just take a couple of seconds off the clock if he likes. He's got Heaney to the outside. Ryan Carter to broadcast side, but he'll take some, well, awkward territory, but it'll favour the Bloods in the end. And they'll combine here to Watkins, who ran to 45 and had a shot on goal, and it went off to the left.
Big let off, but it makes it a 6-point margin.
Oh, don't go there. Do not go there.
It's the handy point.
Well, we did touch on it a few times earlier, but East Point looking for a thread the needle out of defence. Terrific kick. Merritt went towards half forward. Foot race on here. Brown. Hucker. Bloods have got numbers. High. Umpire didn't see it. We'll get a ball up.
A big let off there for East. It looked as though it was high, but we respect the umpire's adjudication and a big chance for East here to get an inside 50.
Near 28 minutes gone final term. Searle with the tap. Only as far as Rodamoronis could feed it by hand to Merritt. Sends the ball forward in the Brown direction. Ground ball opportunity. Bloods have got numbers. They just need to work it out. Watkins. Walker. Dumped as he kicked. Thompson. Now Brent Thompson with ball in hand. Fed it quickly to Romerall. Awkward kick. Poor one at that. She's made a meal of that, the Kangas. Just overzealous. And Lachlan Walker will just chip it towards Watkins. They'll just chip it over the top. And now it's the Bloods who hold all the aces with ball in hand. And the keepings off game begins. Whilst they played a bit of that in the first half, I think they sort of overdid it a bit. Forgiving territory, you know.
Yep.
And but now it's all important. So the kick is good to Stewart. And the siren sounds. The Bloods have won by 6 points. They've won a thriller here at Mackey Park. The quarter went the best part of 29 minutes. And much to the delight of the loyal and faithful of the ladies here at Mackey Park, they've got it done and they've created some timely energy into this BFNL match of the round, Alex.
Yep.
Melton have got it done, 13-7-85. They've defeated East Point, who hit the front in the final term. who was stoic without half a dozen of their best 22. Needless to add, Melton missing a handful of their own. Melton, 13-7-85 have defeated East Point, 12-7-79. We'll go through the goal scorers, Alex.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look through. We had Melton's goal scorers, Liam Carter with we had Liam Carter with 5, Braden Kite with 3, Jack Walker with 2, Ryan Carter, Cole Borg, Conrad Ferrugia, all with the 1 apiece. Then we had Jacob Brown for East Point with 5, Jared Joyce with the 2, and then Rodamoronis, Humphrey, Braden Joyce, Romerall and Hucker all with 1 apiece. And yeah, what a game of footy that was. The game where obviously Melton started so well and were able to get upwards of 6 goals in front at one stage. East looking, nearly down and out of the contest. But, with East being such a class side, even with the outs that they've managed to get over the past couple of weeks, we're always going to come back. They hit the front. They looked like they had all the momentum. And then that second half of the last quarter, the Bloods were able to wrestle it back, get the goals that they needed, and were able to hit the front and hold on in a thriller.
Yeah, the nail-biting nature of these two top sides in the BFNL going head-to-head has prevailed yet again. Well, both sides will take varying things out of the contest. I thought whoever was going to go down today would have known that there's a bit of improvement to come nonetheless, but it was more about the Bloods having to get back into the winner's circle, so I think they had a bit more to play for today. It was a spirited effort from East Point to come back from 39 points down to lead by some 13 at one stage, but Braden Kite in that final term was able to flip the game on its head on the back of some important territory gains from the Bloods. Lockie Watkins, the standout for mine for the Bloods, and Jack Walker with his ongoing run between the arcs was also super important. There were plenty of tries from East Point. They had a good collective team effort from top to bottom, really. There were no genuine standouts, whilst the Bloods probably had half a dozen of their own. But honours with Melton in the end. They were able to respond, and there's a couple of ways that can play out. If you have such a big lead, 39 points, and then you cough it up, spirit a bit down, and to show enough character to get back and get it done in front of home fans. And now they'll get they'll get that. What do you call that down there, mate? When you get the honour,
Guard of Honour.
Guard of Honour there from the girls.
Yep.
Seeing off their favourite boys in maroon getting the job done. So congratulations to the Bloods. They'll celebrate tonight, and duly so. Alex, we'll get some scores from around the grounds before we say good afternoon.
Yeah, we'll go around the grounds. We had Sunbury and Lake Wendouree. That was the final score that we last updated you with, 108-49 Sunbury's way. So a big win for Sunbury there. Darley, now we're not too sure if it is full-time scores just yet, so we'll say that Darley are leading Sabas 111-46. Ballarat leading Bacchus Smash 105-66, so that's a big win there for Ballarat, and maybe something that not everyone was quite expecting, but a great fight back up after they were down by about 5 goals themselves.
It sounds like they've kicked 16 of the last 17 goals of the game.
Yeah, so that's incredible stuff there by Ballarat. A massive win there. North Ballarat lead Redan 99-60. So another big win there for North Ballarat at home in a game that could have gone either way, really.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure Redan have won at North Ballarat for some time, and all numbers heading into that game were in favour of North Ballarat, who were able to get it done. But who was able to get it done here at McPherson Park in round 16, BFNL match of the round? It's honours with the Bloods. They're back onto the winners list. 13-7-85 have defeated East Point, 12-79. And an absolute nail-biter here, a seesawing affair, an arm wrestle at times. It was inside, it was outside, and fluctuating score lines with sides getting out to big leads and cutting it back, and noses in front, noses behind. But in the end, there was one winner, and it was Melton today. 13-7-85 have defeated East Point, 12-7-79. So on behalf of myself, Alex and Elijah behind the vision, we bid you all a very good afternoon from a very sunny McPherson Park.
There are certain things in life that just go well together, like the new Big Arch and layers of delicious melty cheddar cheese. Cheese. New Big Arch for Big Macca's hunger.